I was I'm trying to watch the countdown, and I was like, "Oh yeah, no problem. You'll be fine." And then I started looking over down at my phone and looking at emails, and uh, and then it was like, "You're live," and it's like, "Oh, I guess I am now." So hey, thank you again, Storms, for coming and hanging out with me here. I appreciate it. There just looks like there's just you and me here right now. Oh, thank you. Thanks very much, Barry. I really appreciate that because my pool is very small that I pool from that hang out at my lives and that. So I need to build that up over time. So yeah. So thank you, Storms Radios and Cats, for coming in and hanging out with me. I think Carol's she's I think she's planning on coming, but it sounded like she wanted to have an early night. She was like me last night. Oh, hello, Von Eric. Where's your faith? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. I've never met you before. So, welcome to my chat. I'm going to just put this here. Hey, Planter Garden TV. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate that. I did catch a little bit of yours the other night, or I don't know if it was nighttime. It might have been the afternoon, which was very, very cool. And, great to be learning some things and that. And just going to pass this here. There we go. I'm on a different mic. You don't sound like you're on a dynamic. No, I'm on the same mic I usually am. Yeah, it's an Audix OM5. And but I might have adjusted some of the levels. So yeah, no, it's my usual microphone. But it could be that some levels got adjusted from before. So, Juan Eric, where's your face? Where are you hailing from? Are you in what part of the world? I'll ask that question. If you're, because I'm up here in Canada. I think most people that hang out at my lives are all Americans. And that, just adjusting it. Oh, room reverb. Yeah, well, actually, when I had Lisa on my live last week, I did do some changes. Oh, okay. So you're an American too. Well, thanks for coming in. I do appreciate it. And that, so I can't remember what my oh yeah, it was like, I don't know about you all, but two things that kind of dumbfound me, for all the many years that I've been on this earth. When the winter comes and it starts getting dark early, every year I always go, wow, is it ever getting dark early? And it's like, yeah, and it's been doing that your whole entire life. And so I'm it's one of those things that shocks me. And then the other one is December 1st. When it hits, it's like, what the heck? How did we get to December 1st? Well, it's December 2nd right now. But I'm always just like shocked. And it's like, okay, so you got 25 days until, the big event. And but I seem to just kind of move into a way of just not getting myself more prepared for the 25th, and get behind on stuff because that's just going to hit real fast too. So, oh, hey, South Florida sunshine. So, okay, awesome. Thank you for encouraging everybody to hit the like. I appreciate that very much. Just want to make sure that my Nightbot is going to be okay. Good. The Nightbot is good and clean and ready to go, which is awesome. Yes, storms. Yes, it's like, and I do that. Oh, it's cold, and it's like Yeah, because it's December, and that's what usually happens in December up here. You know, I one little caveat I will say is that like I grew up where there's snow, and so we would get snow usually by the end of October, and that would go away, and then we'd get a big dump, and it would last, March, April. Very not very often did it last till April, but definitely for March. And but living down here on Vancouver Island, like it just looks like fall. So again, I'm usually shocked that it's December when you go, no, 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 but it's just like the leaves are just falling and it's just fall right now. So that's one of those things. So I do want to ask you another question, Storms. Um, what were you saying? It was about room reverb. Is the room reverb okay, or should I make another adjustment? That would be my question. Is because I'm like what I'm hearing in my earphones. Mind you, these are different earphones than I was using last night or last week. So oh, good. I'm glad that you figured out how to shut it off without the screen working. So that's excellent. I'm glad that you got that figured out because the iPad will be needed tomorrow. But um, it just doesn't sound like a close-up miking. Oh, I sound too far. Does this sound better if I'm up closer? I can change the gain. Well, see, I hear all my sounds. Um, um, yes, for those of us in the higher parts of the northern hemisphere, South Florida sunshine, yes, it is supposed to be cold. Oh, that made no change. Okay. Um, well, maybe it's just even if I just even turn up the actual volume rather than the gain on it. We'll see if that changes things. And it could be that I'm talking quieter or lower. I seem to have my lower voice, but um, rumor has it it's supposed to be cold. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is supposed to be cold. Let me just turn down those highs a little bit because it's a little bit too sing. But I in the middle of whatever I was doing the other day, I thought, well, I'm going to go out. I haven't looked at my three-tiered garden bed where I have some greens in that growing under the reme cloth because here we can grow quite a bit all through the winter, but I just stick to. I've got some lettuces, of course, some kale, cabbage, the broccoli. My broccoli is still growing. It's not giving me like the little side shoots. They're not getting really big, but this is the longest I've ever had broccoli growing. And what else is so? There's romaine, there's red lettuce, leaf lettuce, and the Swiss chard. And I hadn't, you know, we covered over the three-tiered bed, but I hadn't gone and trimmed all the Swiss chard because all my chickens had been, they've been butchering it, so there was lots of butchered pieces. So I thought, well, I'll go check on it and clip off all the extra pieces. And so I got all of that done, and then um, and just because I'd like the little ones to grow and stuff. And the weird thing was is that we had a lot of rain, but the ground wasn't really wet. Like the reme cloth is supposed to still allow moisture to go through, but it was uh, my son who actually covered it. And I think they've got a couple of layers. And I don't know for those of you that use reme cloth if you find that when it's doubled or tripled that the moisture doesn't get through, but anyway, I went out and got my um, poo juice and poured that in there because I thought I'll give them some nutrients. So they got some nutrients, and then also, and then I just allowed some of that. They're getting some water and nutrients in the poo juice. So that was really great. Peppers are still looking good in the greenhouse, which I'm glad. Um, I'm still dealing with the gnats, and I know GT Junior, he said last week, he goes, are you moving, the perlite away before you water it, which I wasn't, and so that is posing a problem. And plus there's still some plants in there that I haven't covered over, but I'm going to keep working at it. So we will see if it's going to work or not. But anyway, um, yeah. So, but this, I think I had shared it last, or no, I didn't share it last week because it was still new to me. But I was on Carol's live on, I think on Tuesday, and I was, or Monday or Tuesday, whichever day you did your daytime live pop up, and I was baking bread and had sold all 10 loaves, which was like, yay! And then next week is really busy for me with doing, like I've got back to back gigs. Like we drive up, I think about an hour and a half up island, and I'm doing a luncheon at a resort, and then we continue on and go up approximately another hour to do a live another Christmas, a real big Christmas show. And so I won't be able to bake bread, late in the week because I'd like to sell it Saturday. So I decided yesterday that I would make bread and I would sell it today. And so I think I sold six out of I cooked 10, but I need two for my lunch tomorrow. And for my family, we're going to do lunch, and I'm going to make Monte Cristos. This is my first time to make those. And so I sold six out of the eight bread loaves, and so that was really great and whatnot. So hey, hello, Bo. How are you? That's my baby, my 6'3" baby. He's a very tall. Anyway, hello, darling. How are you? Mm, Thanks for coming in. Mhm. So, and I know that you guys were talking about the heat and stuff like that, and I think uh, Carol, I think last night in your live you were talking about I need to go turn on the air conditioner, and like we're all like it's so cold, but oh, you're okay. A bit sad, but like whatever. No airing dirty laundry on a live stream. Yeah, probably not. You can text me about it later if you want. So anyway, but yeah, no, I was quite shocked that it's like people are going, yeah, I got to get the air conditioner on. It's just way too warm in here. Mm, Aw, yeah, he's a darling. He is a darling. So anyway, I don't know. Both. I'm just gonna. What are you making? You're gonna go make skillet gnocchi and have a beer. Thank you that you love your darling mom. I want some skillet gnocchi. That sounds delicious. And he is an amazing chef, and he's been that way all his life. Yeah, we had a bit of rain and fog, and not so much the fog, but we did have some rain. It was supposed to rain all day, but it was sunny. I do have a live. It's called the Celebration of Lights. It's a Christmas show uh, in one of the towns here, one of the subdivision towns, and so they do their Santa parade, and then everybody congregates in front of an arena, and I lead them in Christmas carols, and they project them up on a big white wall so that people can sing along, and then there's a little choir, a local elementary choir, mid age choir. They come up and they sing three songs, um, and then when we finish, the kids come up with me, and we light candles. They give everybody that's there a candle, and we all sing Silent Night together. So you are a chef, darling. You don't need credentials to be a chef. You understand chefery by mixing this spice with that spice, and you put together some very unique things. And you're very, very creative, and um, it's so you are a chef in my world. I would hire you as a chef if I could hire you. Anyway, yeah, so I have that. Oh, hey, J3Gs. Thanks for coming in, hanging out. Appreciate that. I am going to um, put the link up for anybody that wants to come up and keep me company. My peace. Hey, Life Done Free. Thanks for coming in. So there's the link. And, if I know you, um, you can come on in and chit chat with me. Mm. My brother was a chef eventually due to experience credentials, schementals. That's very good. Credentials, schementals. Yeah, it is about experience. I'm a jazz and blues singer and a vocal instructor, and I never went to school for any of that. So, it's just that you can't necessarily go in and say, "Hi, I'm a Red Seal chef." But the stuff that Bo creates is, and because he works in a shishi poo poo bakery, and what he does create, um, it's he does some really really great things. So, hmm. Well, if you're gonna make a turkey burger, make sure you make enough for everybody because we all want to join in and that. So, yeah. So today, I'm still working out the kinks because I cook the bread um, in a forno oven, a wood fire oven, and last week when I did the first two loaves, they got very very cooked very fast, and so I was cooking them all in like 12 and 14 minutes. And it wasn't that I was really seeing that the temperature was too hot. I don't think the gauge is off, but a couple of them were like really charred. Um, and so then I was nervous about baking them today. So I thought, well, watch my temperature, try to keep it at that, around the 400 mark. And it was going good. And so every two loaves were getting cooked in about 20 minutes. One got a little charred on the Tuesday's bake. That one, it did have two loaves ended up having, they were doughy inside. So that gets discouraging for me because then it's like, ugh, I don't know how to fix this. So in between baking the bread, I'll show you, I also made 48 butter tarts. Try to hold that still, Maureen. Can you focus on that little camera? So, and I make my butter tarts without raisins because, I'm allergic to raisins, but raisins and butter tarts are icky. You won't be too busy to come up. You just got to cook more. Just cook quick. So, anyway, yeah. So, I'm trying to I'm making the sourdough bread and selling it, um, as a way of, bringing in a little bit of extra income, and especially through the holidays right now, because it's like there's more expenses and, the prices of things have gone up. And I bought a 27-pound turkey and at $6 a pound. So I think I forget what it was. I wrote it down what my total price was but it was like 160 some odd dollars. But it's a fresh turkey that was just processed this past week. It was grown ethically, and I also know the people who did the processing. They would have culled them very ethically. So I know that's it's just all around a great bird, and I will get a bazillion meals from it. Whether I can get it into my oven, because I have a small, like I have a wall oven, and it's not really really big, but it's like, if my turkey pan will fit a 30-pound turkey in it as long as I turn it on its side, and that's all I can get in the oven. So I am hoping to get in there. But so sell some bread, buy a turkey. That's good. What is this? I saw the Victoria sauce half price, supposed to be like Italian homemade jarred. I bought 5 jars at its price like $7 to $8 a jar. I got through. I got it for $3 a jar. Wow, nice. Yeah, and that's and that's the way. Well, I've done that all my life because I've had a big family. Having 5 young people, 5 little kids, growing with me. Growing them up and stuff like that. When things were on sale, it was like, buy 3 or 4 because it's something that we use all the time, and then that way um, I'm going to use it eventually, and I'd rather get it for the cheaper price, as far as I'm concerned. But any of you have things that are growing, um, that you have the winter climate and that you are growing stuff? Let me know in the comments there, because I would love to know what you're growing. And also, I don't know, I didn't watch to see if someone answered my question about when you have reme cloth, if it's doubled and tripled, is that going to stop the water from getting through to my garden? I don't really know. That's my $1 million question for today. Hmm. I'll wait. Do 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 do. I have to wait because I asked the question and then it does take a bit of time before, because there's always seems to be a lag. But so most of you, I think, are all from the States here. And so you guys just had your Thanksgiving. And so then now going into Christmas, do y'all still do a turkey for Christmas, or do you move over to a ham or a roast? Because it's just like, it's almost like basically 4 weeks and then you're doing another turkey. I'd love to know that. Like we did ham and turkey for our Thanksgiving, but that's Canadian Thanksgiving is at the beginning of October. So we get a couple of months off before we have to look at turkey again. Oops, just bumped it. I bumped the chat. And for us, for what we tend to do, but I don't know if I'll do it this year, is whether I can find them, is for our New Year's dinner, we do a prime rib. But usually Walmart will bring in their prime ribs at a really reasonable price. And so I'll get, a fairly good size one. But if I can't get one at a good price, then don't. It's like, we're not doing prime rib for New Year's. We'll do something else. But so do y'all do turkey again? Or do you move on to something else? Ooh, this your black artisan turkey is on the menu. I've never heard of that. Uh, do you actually grow your own turkeys, or or is this bought from somebody? And is that black artisan turkey, is that the variety of turkey that it is? Yeah, the turkey I have is a farm grown one, um, and but not commercially grown. It's by a friend, a friend of mine who has taught me how to dispatch and dress turkeys or chickens. It's her sister, so but I've never heard of black artisan turkey. I'm hoping this coming spring, some friends of mine. Hey, love the land every day. Thanks for coming in. Um, some friends of mine, they've got a you pick blueberry farm, and right now they've given me to, or they're allowing me to use a plot of garden, great big garden space, and so that's where I planted my 830 garlic cloves in, and I can plant other stuff. And they actually, uh, chatted with me a couple of weeks ago and said, "Hey, do you want to get meat birds with us?" And I said, "Yes," because they have the space. So I'm hoping this spring that we're going to get meat birds. Um, and uh, so that I will. They don't want to do the dispatching and um, of them themselves. They would like to pay for someone to do that. So I might have to do it that way, but I could probably do it. So you have an arrangement, Royal Palm State, Spanish Black and Artisan Black. Oh, Naranj set. Oh, nice. Yeah, I did say I wouldn't mind doing turkeys as well because it's like, yes, we are talking turkey. Mhm. Yes, I did plant a lot of garlic. It's a huge bed. It's massive. I don't know what the size is. I thought, I was going to go, oh, it's 40 by 60 or whatever, but it's like, no, just absolutely massive. And welcome to the stage, South Florida Sunshine.
Yay! Sorry. On the other page,
Oh,
turning off the volume or down the volume. Woohoo!
yeah. Hey, Q. I don't know if you're in my speakers, if you're in my earphones.
Hello, hello. Am I in your earphones? Hello, hello.
Yeah, no, I can hear you, but it's like, yeah.
Is it bad? Is it too
Yeah,
loud?
but I think you're coming out of my other thing. Can you hear me?
Coming out of your what? What's wrong?
Out of my camera, because I think that's
Well,
also
it
got.
sounds like you're not in your direct mic in front of you. It sounds like your mic is coming from
Oh,
you're
so
in your
yes, there
some
is a
other mic.
problem. That is the problem.
Doop,
I'm hearing me in here, but
doop,
yeah,
doop.
I've messed up something. Hey, sweet thumb,
Just
thanks
heard
for
something
coming
click.
in. Yeah,
Hey, hey, everybody.
let me just go and see.
Well, that's what they're
I
called,
think it's.
artesian
I think I just
gold.
need to go and do a little fixaroo here. There it is. That's what I did.
Sweet Thumb came in, loved the land every day while I was putzing around putting the child to bed. Gardening Warrior Q. Let me see who else I missed come in. Hi, Life Done Free. I think I just saw you come in just as I was heading to put
And
Malachi down.
is that better?
Much better. You sound like the diva that you are.
I was hearing it just fine, but so yeah, I guess I hadn't switched it over. Um,
In the
switched it
settings.
over from yeah. Well,
Stream.
actually, it shouldn't have done that. Like it shouldn't have switched it, but
Mm-hmm.
who knows what can take place.
StreamYard
I have
does
no
weird
control.
things. If you're using StreamYard, it will, sometimes pick the mic itself, and you have to go back
Mhm. And tell it to do.
and tell it.
Tell it what I
Mhm.
want it to do. Do this.
Exactly. Uh-huh. Little peppermint. I need to freshen up. I haven't
Mm.
brushed my teeth for the evening yet. I
Ah,
get
there we
hungry
go.
at night.
You get hungry at night?
Yes, that's why I'm
Okay. So
not losing, I'm gaining.
thanks, Storms. So yes, now I know what was wrong because it was like Carol's not in my ears. She's coming from this little camera over here and not realizing that, I'm talking into this thing and it's not doing you any good.
It's okay. It's okay. We could
Yeah.
still hear you in the side chat.
Mm-hmm.
And if you,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
But
we're
you don't have all this equipment set up and then, and it's not working. Not that and I'm not techie enough to know just
I'm not.
how at all. So
Yeah.
I'm not a good
Maureen
tech.
knows I'm not because I was having a major meltdown. Thought my son's thing was gone, his iPad, right before he brings it. I know this sounds really bad, but my son's autistic. So he brings the iPad to church with the headphones so my husband can listen in on church. And sometimes, he'll sit there with my husband and be fine, but it helps, to keep him calm with all the
Mhm.
sensory. And it was
You're not
not
just
working. Yeah.
well, I'm glad that you got it working.
Thank God for
So
the
Marty
iPhone that I had to look it up, how to do it.
right,
Yeah.
right. Marty says I'm not dispatching any of the trio. They are for hatching pullets
Oh,
and 2024. That is awesome.
That is
Yeah,
awesome.
and in the friends that have this that are letting me use this garden plot of theirs,
Mhm.
that was one of the things she said. She goes, I want to get roosters," and the husband goes, "No," and I said, "Yes,"
Yeah, you need
and
some
and
if
she
you've
said,
got.
"Yes," because you don't know what's going to take place, and so if you have your own roosters and hens, well, then
Yep.
you can make the next generation of birds that you need because
Mhm.
of you know they only they only successfully lay, your first 1 and 2 years. Year 3 is, kind of a more hit and miss, and it just gets less and less as it goes along. So
Mhm.
it's like, and
I'm
so I did say, I'd
Mhm.
love to get meat birds. Um, I'm assuming love the land every day. I'm assuming that you do have meat birds as well. And if so, what kind of meat birds do you have? Do you have the Cornish cross or do you have a different kind? Because I've only done the laying hens. So um, I don't know meat birds. And it's a different feeding schedule. It's a different game. Do, 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 do.
I know. Sometimes I wish it had that microphone like feature where we could just click on it and they can say a message like our messaging has in
Oh,
the side
okay.
chat. I
Mm-hmm.
wish they could do that and we could hear it.
You hatch 50 birds every 21 days, March through September.
Oh wow,
Wow.
yeah. I'm looking at her shorts right now. Yep. She's
Well,
got
that's
little
life done
baby
free.
birds.
And that
Aw.
and life done free. I'm assuming this is you tag, right? I'm not sure who's on or
Oh,
if it's
okay.
but Marty says I don't have meat birds this year.
Oh, then
So
I'm looking at baby chicks. I didn't get to click on it because I'm listening to you. I didn't want to,
right,
you know, cause any
right.
issues.
And she
I
also
guess the
said my brother raised over 200 of the Cornish crosses.
Oh,
Wow. It
wow.
is Tag. Hey Tag. Thanks for coming and hanging out. He's got a great channel and wow, and
Done free.
and his
Check.
story is absolutely incredible. I'm not sure if it's his opening video or one of the, but that was one of that I watched. And what what he does um, within his community is
Mhm.
like real, like down home community. When someone needs something built, there is a whole team of them that go and volunteer their time to raise up, a house, a
Mhm.
barn, or whatever it might be. Hey, Homestead
Wow.
Aquarius, thanks for coming in and hanging out. And and just
Wow.
a real great representation of what it means to be a human being in this world and how we should live and grow together. And
That's awesome.
yeah, yeah. So I do. I when
Whereabouts
I
is
can,
Life Done Free? I'm looking at his gorgeous picture of grain on his page. I don't think it says like what state they're in that they,
yeah, I
share
wouldn't.
some of this. If he doesn't have, I mean, that's the beauty of freedom. We don't have to if we don't want to say it. Just wondering how they are able to do that. It's just so many, like Florida. I don't know if there's places like that in Florida.
hmm
I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do do do. Um, yeah. Hey, Black Guns and Gardens.
Hey,
Thanks for
hey.
coming in,
Oh,
hanging out.
Kansas. Okay. It looked like one of those states that I never
hmm
got to travel to.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
way, way
really
down. Yeah. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Oop.
no no.
I'm way down
It's
south in
Homestead
Florida.
Aquarius approved. Life Done Free is Homestead Aquarius approved.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Frog,
I've sat
frog
in on a
king.
couple of their lives and and just some great information and
Yeah, I'll
they
have to
also have
click on that.
I think I think that there is a community that I'll have to answer that later. There is a community that you can kind of connect with.
Mm-hmm.
I just spoke in Florida at the Path to Freedom convention. Oh, cool.
Was that up in northern Florida, Life Done Free? I'll have to look that up. Path to Freedom Convention. I'll have to look that up. A lot of them go up to the northern part or the panhandle, and there's just, it's so far from me that I'm not able to do them.
Mm-hmm.
But I would love to go across the way. They have some pretty cool stuff just even on the West Coast that I'd like to see. Yeah, St. Cloud. Okay, so St. Cloud is up near Orlando? I'm so bad. I went to school in Florida, in case you can't tell. Yeah, geography, even of my own state, is questionable. Hold on, I'm so visual.
Well, wasn't it? I think it was in your live last night that I forget the gentleman's name that was in, and he was saying that.
Oh, it's not far. Okay.
That
yeah, near Orlando.
His wherever he lives down in Australia. Oh, it was
Tasmania. He's in Tasmania. He's in the Bikini Bottom of
Australia.
Australia.
And he said their island was like the same size as Florida.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he asked me how many people are in my state. And I'm like, I have no freaking clue. I don't know.
Yeah, but didn't somebody looked it up?
Yes.
Radio Jonesy, that's right. It was. I knew it was
Radio Jonesy, and then Storms, I think, actually looked it up and said how many, and I about died when he told me. I was like, really? We've that many people in our? Yeah, and they have way less. Radio Jonesy was like, oh, and we only have like
250,000.
Yeah, 50,000 people, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably just 21 million.
21
we have
million in Florida.
I can't even comprehend that.
No,
I just can't. It's
the same thing for Vancouver Island. Apparently, all of Great Britain could fit on Vancouver Island, and it's like just in my city alone, it's like our trading community is like 350,000 here, just in the lower bottom of Vancouver Island, and so you when you put that into perspective and you think how many people, like you think, wow, you think this is crowded. If you go to London and it's like it's very crowded. So
yeah.
Hey, G Mama Grows, thanks for coming in.
G Mama Grows, what's up? Hard in the garden, grows hard in the garden.
Oh yeah. So it's 21.78 million to be exact. That's how many people you're a part of.
Yeah, I think we got like the 1.78 million within recent years, I think.
Oh, right, because there's been
coming to our state. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's leaving and it's
moving to Florida.
Is the promised land. Not.
Wait till hurricane season.
Well, I know I was why can't I just think of what her name is? I just lost it. She's in Texas and and the roses are looking beautiful and she's pulling lots of great vegetables and stuff because it's the cooler months,
Oh yeah. Was it broke? Was it broke?
No.
Okay.
No.
Different.
Hey, here we have Storms.
Coffee coming on with the mug.
Did you have your chicken burger?
My turkey burger?
Or turkey burger, sorry?
That was so good.
I like to make those with salad sometimes. I'll just make turkey burgers and then I'll put them on top of salad and we'll have turkey burger on top of salad.
After I spent $10 for a 3-pound chub of it, there's no salad.
No.
Oh, that's okay. I understand. I just got in trouble. I did really well getting into the house with all the groceries, no question. And then my son decides, which he never does, he pulled out my receipt while I was enjoying my Lifetime Hallmark-like movie in the bedroom because my husband was watching he was watching something that was gross. I was
Oh.
eating because I was eating, and I came home and he's got Dr. Pol on. He loves Dr. Pol, but it's very graphic for when you're eating. I love Dr. Pol too. He's a wonderful man, But so I'm in there and I'm just finishing up my food and I put it to the side and I'm watching my sweet movie. And my husband comes in with my Publix receipt where I shop and it's like this long. He's like, excuse me, didn't we spend like this for just a little bit less, this week compared to last? And last week was like Thanksgiving. And I'm like, how'd you find that? Oh, Malachi pulled it out of your purse and went running around with it. I'm like,
It was a big long
That's
tail.
what it was to him. He thought it was like a ribbon.
Like it doesn't matter because next week it's going to be even more.
No, it's not. I'm not going next week because that's the thing
I'm
too.
just saying, if you had to, it's.
Oh yeah, that's what that's why I was saying I got those Victorias. I just watched after I went off my live last night, Marie, and I watched blind taste tests of jarred sauce. And this guy who makes his own homemade marinara, he was testing like I think 6 with his son, and the top 2. One I buy Rao, is that how you say it? Aria Rao.
Yeah.
And yeah, I haven't had the Victoria. Well, sure enough, my Publix had it, and they had it for less than half price. So I'm like, they're probably getting rid of it because they've got so many sauces, and it's an expensive one usually for a jarred sauce. That's why I got extra. I was like, well, let me get extra because it's supposed to be just like what you would make if you were Italian. It's
right.
Good ingredients.
More authentic and less extra preservatives and
exactly, and extra even seasoning. Like that's what the chef watching another one where the chefs were tasting. They were like, oh, too many seasonings. Like what is in this? So anyway, but I kind of did that with all the sale stuff. Like, oh, but it's on sale. Oh, but it's BOGO. Oh, but
but then you have to do what you can to make
save
ends meet.
Yeah.
Caught you in that mousetrap, didn't they?
Yeah.
Well,
anyway,
so you made the turkey burger from scratch then, because you said you bought a chub. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I use egg whites to keep it together. You have to balance that out because it tends to the egg will overpower, in my opinion, overpowers the flavor of the burger. So
it can.
I'll throw the salt and the pepper to it. I'm not like doing it real fancy or anything. I was just wanting a burger. And I was so close to buying some beef. I was like, just little beef, please. Like I better not.
You're not allowed.
Not allowed to have that.
No beef for you.
Stop it. But I came out of there with a little bit more than I expected, but then I got to thinking, oh, you idiot, you bought cat food, which jacked it up. So normally I come out like the first week of the month with about $60 worth of groceries. That's fine because I budget for that. But then I wasn't thinking the cats need cat food. And the very last second, I'm like, oh crap, I better go back and get cat food.
Dry cat food or wet cat food?
It was dry. It was a 30-pound bag for $25.
Wow.
24. I can't read it in this light, but
yeah.
And how long would that last you?
Usually a month.
That's good.
Now this lasted right up to the 29th. So they got treats. I made them a rice and tuna mixture, which they eat. I mean, that's in their cat food.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a big deal. I'm not abusing my cats or anything. They get that in their cat food.
You're getting much better care than just being outside all the time and fending for themselves. As domestic cats. You take good care of them. You do.
I'm gonna say, okay, here, Kitten Caboodle, Purina. 25.
That's a good name. 35.28. Wow. But you said it's 30-pound bag, but so then that's, just over $1 a pound, which is not too bad.
Yeah, 25, 28
Yeah.
is a good price because that's what I pay if I ordered it from Tractor Supply.
Mm-hmm.
But the only difference is Tractor Supply, the taxes are different, a little bit different. They're a little higher. I
Mm-hmm.
know for some reason.
We use Chewy for the dog's food because it's a little bit
I was
easier.
gonna do that too, but
And well, because PetSmart doesn't always have Rezzies on prescription dog food in the can because of her issues.
yeah.
Yeah. And so I can see why my husband's like, no, we're not getting another dog. But there's a puppy that looks just like Rezzy. Probably that's exactly why he's like, no, we're definitely not getting that dog.
My daughter and son-in-law, their dog, she had allergies of all sorts of kinds, and so they just mostly always made her food and used a pumpkin base. So when I was growing, pumpkins last year, I just cut it up and baked it and then gave them it, and that was their base for making their dog food. Yeah,
No.
it was good.
I made a pumpkin pie, like roasted a pumpkin pie pumpkin. And how do you usually just cut it up and roast it with what? A little olive oil or nothing at all? Or how do you do it?
I roasted mine just with a little bit of butter in it.
Okay, yeah. I did butter. I did butter and then maple. But the thing is I didn't put the butter on it in the beginning, so it kind of like roasted dry.
Okay.
A little bit for a little while. But it tasted more like squash than pumpkin. It didn't taste pumpkin-y.
Did you you bought it from a store?
Yeah, I got it at Sprouts. It was supposed to be like an organic pumpkin because I didn't grow my own. I've never grown a pumpkin because I'm afraid of the vines everywhere. I need to figure out a way to grow them vertically because I don't want the vines, just like watermelons too. I want to grow them vertically because I don't want the vines everywhere where things can hide, like snakes and things like snakes. Mostly and snakes.
Yeah. And you just need to, all your trellises, just trellis them up and
I was thinking actually I have one of those hanging things in the garage for like clothes, like for when you're, I was thinking of taking that out in the backyard, but I'm afraid like my husband's gonna think I'm a little kooky putting things in the backyard that look like, I don't want him to think I'm starting a junkyard in the backyard. So
You
don't think that your husband already thinks that you're a little bit kooky?
Yeah, he does think I'm a little kooky already. That's why I'm worried if he'll like go and take it out all the way around the house on like a Sunday evening because that's trash pickup if he sees it.
Like,
no.
I guess Carol wanted me to put this out for the front.
Exactly. I'll have to put like a note on it for the first, 2 weeks so he remembers when he sees it out there, like for the pumpkins or for the watermelons.
Like doing a redneck thing, putting an old commode out there, or
no, I'm not doing the commode, but
old shower stall.
I almost used the other thing though, those wire shelves for trellis, but then yeah, I almost did, but same thing. He didn't want them in the yard. Yeah,
hey,
it would have been.
That would be really good.
Yeah, I'm up against a tough audience. Yeah, it would be. They would work great, but he didn't like that idea. He doesn't like the idea of wood in our backyard because of termites. He doesn't want wood near the house.
Right.
So I got a tough audience to please there with what I can put in the backyard and grow on top of or grow with.
Do termites go after pressure treated wood though?
No, I don't think they go after, and I don't know if they go after the kiln dried. I don't want to use anything though that's like chemically treated wood.
Right. Yep.
So that would be a problem for me. I don't want the chemically treated wood. But for him, I'm sure, he would still be a little nervous about having it back there. They probably wouldn't. They probably wouldn't touch it. Hey, Cece. Cece's so pretty. I saw her on I forget whose panel. I don't know if it was Brooks and she popped up for a little bit. Might have been. So pretty.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
never
she's
seen
beautiful.
her face before on a panel, and I saw it and I was like, "Oh, you're so
Yeah,
pretty,
she's good
Cece."
friends with Nicole, and they were making some pretty fancy stiff drinks. Yeah, about a
Mhm.
week. They were having a sleepover party,
5-ton
and
free.
I forget what.
Welcome.
Yeah, cedar.
Sorry about
That's true. I could try that and see. I
Yeah,
wanted to use cedar pickets and I couldn't find them at the time near me. I don't know. I guess people were building raised beds out of them too, and I wanted to because it was
mhm,
the time of the we all stay home because of the icky stuff.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and prices just went up and through the roof,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
as well at that point. But
Mm-hmm. Yep.
like I just use wood chips everywhere, but that's because they're free, and I do live in a moist climate here,
Mhm.
or a damp climate. I'm sure there is some termites, but it's nothing like really really bad here. But
Yeah.
mostly when I'll go to Home Depot, I'll look at the any of the cull wood. A
Mhm.
culled wood, it might have a warp or whatever, and that's what we use just so that we can save money. So Cece
Yeah.
was very grateful for your kind compliment.
You're welcome. Yeah, the cedar pickets, I think people were using just like you said, because the cedar wood planks are way too expensive. Down here, they're just a lot. They're not. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they're ridiculous.
Redwood, I don't know if we have much redwood, and if we do, because it's shipped, yeah, that'll be up there. But the cedar, yeah, thanks for the reminder. I need to look at the cedar pickets again, like Dunfree.
Because that would help with putting up, if you're wanting to put up some sort of trellis or whatever, that could,
Yeah,
you know,
I could make it.
'cause I
That's
don't
the
I
only
don't know what it would cost. Like if you're looking at, I know up here in
one.
Canada, one cattle panel, I think is $125.
We're getting close to it's like 80, but American. So you guys are always like way more, and then it's way more because you're on the island.
Boy, down there might
You
be.
get the double Canada. Sorry,
It's about
Barry.
about the same for us here in Kentucky. We have companies that make it, like Tartar.
Oh, okay.
Tartar's here in my my county seat.
Mhm.
And it's
But
still super expensive
yeah,
for you
it's like 100.
guys?
Yeah, it's up there, like 100, 120, 130, depending on what you ask for. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I guess it depends on the measurements. I was looking at the smaller one for the 80. I probably.
Oh no, the
Yeah.
I
longer
can't get it.
you want,
Yeah.
yeah, they'll get
So
you for the steel.
what I bought, and I got it from, I'm gonna say I got it from Home Depot.
Oh, you used their
It
name.
oh, am I not? Is that bad if I
No,
do
it's
use their name?
fine. It's fine. We're not neither one of us are monetized. I don't think they're gonna.
Right.
I'm gonna tell.
Thanks. But I guess it's the wire that you would use before laying concrete.
Oh yeah.
Bar.
Welded wire, I think it's
It
called
is a
or
welded
something.
wire, this sucker was heavy. So my well, you probably, I don't, whether you remember or not, but I have a huge, just big wire arch out in the front yard,
Yeah, I love that.
and so the roll I have, like, it's still about this big. I paid I think I was paying $150 for this roll, and we just use that for our wire,
Awesome.
and then just got our T-posts staked up and attached it to it, and
Yes, that's what we say. The big orange store.
the big orange store. Okay,
Big
I'm
orange.
learning all these things still. I'm still new
The
to,
big blue
what's
store
allowed to be
is the
said and
other
what's
one.
not allowed to be said,
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway, so that was
go
a
ahead.
way that I got around of, what would have cost me for just one panel. I've got
Yeah.
a massive arch, and then I still have a ton more of the wire, that if I want to make another one, or or do whatever I want to do with it, and
Yeah.
it's super super thick and super sturdy. But I think it's either what they would put on the side of a building if they're going to
For
Probably
stucco.
rewire.
Stucco.
It is a type of rebar, but yeah, and
Lathe?
and I got some sort of cutter to cut it,
Do they call
and
that
and it
lathe?
worked.
I don't know if they call that lathe, like how you do, like, hold on. Now
Then you
I'm
would
like
need the
so
post.
curious.
Then you would need the post to. It's got the two loops on it to hinge
Yeah.
it.
Metal lathe or lathe. It depends on how you it's called for stucco. That's what it's called.
Mm,
LATH. So, depends on your pronunciation, which, I don't
Just bring
speak
the laugh.
English that well
Baby,
still at
laugh.
53. I'm still learning the language.
Yeah.
It's my only one, but I'm still learning it.
Welcome to
It's the only
Earth.
one I know.
It's the only one I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it was, and so for the price pointing, it was really, really great, and
Hmm.
um, you know,
Curious now.
yeah, I'm gonna actually just go and actually, it
Yeah.
would probably be faster for me to look it up online and that. So
Yeah, now I'm curious.
so what?
K-Lab is paperback. No. Go ahead. What the? Oh,
Do
what
you
do you
have
know?
anything growing through the winter, Barry, or do you call it a winter and go?
I just call it winter.
Yeah.
And it's cold. Wow, it's so cold.
Yeah, right. No,
It's
actually,
like
we
with
get
me, and
our.
it's like, wow, it's so dark. It's like, yeah, it's been doing that all your life, Maureen. Really?
Yeah.
Metal lathe,
Oh.
though, is sharp. Now that I'm looking at it, is it sharp?
No.
What you have? Okay, so then maybe you're right.
No,
It's the cement one.
It looks like
It does look like it. So that's welded wire, probably cement. For cement.
just gonna go look and see if this is
Wait, is it in a
Ramesh.
grid?
I think it's a Ramesh sheet.
Okay, so it's in a
Yeah.
grid
Yeah.
fencing for field fencing.
I'm
Welded
gonna
wire
just show
looks just like what we were
It's
saying that makes
super
the
pink.
arches. Steel
I think
mesh,
this
roll steel, galvanized steel, welded wire. Any of them?
Yeah, I'm gonna just show you here
Okay.
what it looks like. Share screen.
They have one for
Yeah.
150 here. The gauge welded wire in the orange store.
So this is American. This is in Bellingham.
Okay.
But it was this here.
Okay, yeah. I just found that. So down near me, that one is 149.
Yeah, and except for I think mine was higher than.
Wow.
But
I think it was it's taller than 5 feet though, or maybe it is just 5 feet. Maybe this is the one.
I'm looking at the 5 foot one too. 5 foot by 100 foot. And that's 149 near me. Down in South Florida.
Yeah. But it's how do I get rid of that? Oh, nope. I'm just new.
Still.
Oh, I can go to Bellingham tomorrow and I can pick it up.
The 6 foot.
But that's and it
Go ahead. I was just looking at a 6 footer, but that's a different wire.
I'm not talking.
Oh, that's called fencer wire. Maybe that's the company. No, gauge welded wire. 6 foot by 100 foot is 225 a roll here. But that's a 2-inch by 4-inch mesh, and the other one looked more different. This one didn't tell me what it was. Mesh.
Welded together in a square grid pattern, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't really tell me anything, but yeah, that is what this magical stuff was. And it's like, we took it out to the road to, and that's like the $239. That's because I'm in Canada. So that's the price for me in Canada.
Exactly.
Because I didn't check the right orange store, but we just rolled it out on the street and walked on it to get it, kind of flat enough, and mapped it out, and then cut it and put it up with T-posts.
So does it hold, because you said it is really pretty thick, does it hold its archway really well for you once you
it
have
is
it?
actually holding
Or
it.
does it
It's
bendy?
it isn't. It's not bendy. It is holding its own over time,
Mhm.
and because like we're not professional builders, my daughter and I, and so we just eyeballed
Really?
it. So we just eyeballed, where we had to go from one side
Mhm.
to the other side, and so we just kind of went, okay, so this is how much we need. We mathed it a little bit to go, okay, we want it to have an arch so that we can still walk under it, and so
Yeah.
that's how we did it.
It looks like it worked because your archway looks fine. I just wondered if,
Mhm.
like, once things grow on top of it, if it has any, if it'll
Yeah, no,
collapse
my
a bit.
smaller ones where I was growing my spaghetti squashes on those, that was just the uh 2 by 2, or not 2 by 4. Yeah, 2 by 4 welded wire, and it was just, floppy. This
Floppy,
stuff
yeah,
is like it's
hardcore.
just stiff. Yeah, just
Okay.
completely.
I
You
can't
just want to
imagine
see it.
going into the big orange store and being like, okay, but I need to can you unroll it for me? I need to see if it's stiff enough for what I want to do with it, ma'am.
Oh no. I think you
I
would
don't think
actually
so.
just go and I think you would go and feel it and you'd go, yeah. Like
Pretty much, yeah.
my daughter and I walking on it, we could
Yeah.
actually, weigh it down. You, Carol, walking on it wouldn't make a dent. So, or actually, even Storms, either of you, you're both like what, this big, you know?
I'll walk on it and it springs back into life to the neighbors.
Snaps in.
And
Ooh,
this
tita.
big on your screen.
That's right. Hey, look, it's big on TV.
Yeah, yeah. And your
It's
eyes are
music.
so tiny.
We math things too. I'm not very good at mathing sometimes.
I'm not
I'm
even.
not good at mathing. I just my daughter is the mather, so I appreciate when she is around. I'm gonna just look it up
I'm
here.
okay. I don't think anybody in the house is very super duper. Hubby's pretty good with it, but nobody's like super duper math person.
What did we call that wire again? Sorry. Oh, I'm not watching the chat here.
Oh,
Oh,
cattle paddle. Yeah, that's what we want. We want the cattle paddles, but I have no way
but
to
they're
get them to my house.
super expensive.
Yeah, and they're very expensive here.
Well,
One
I think when I first started watching YouTube videos of homesteaders and stuff, they would go, oh, $50 for a cattle panel, or 25
Yes.
bucks. And it's
Mhm.
like, I go here and it's like, no, 145. You're
Yeah.
like,
Years ago, when I first saw Roots and Refuge do her archways with the cattle panels in her famous tomato video, yeah, it was $50 a panel. Yep.
Now I'm just using, I think I just use zip ties on for mine out there. So I don't think that they won't weather well.
Excuse me.
We might have put somewhere, but I could be.
You pay only $38 per panel in Kansas. Wow. Wow.
Shut the front door.
We're all moving to
We're gonna
Kansas.
move to Kansas. That's amazing.
That is a great price.
Oh yeah. So that wire mesh it's $154 here. And and it's, what was it? Oh, this one is only 50 feet
Let's see if
long. That other one looked more like the one I bought, but yeah, so $145. Oh, jeez. I thought someone was sneezing, and then I
sorry.
realized
I'll be back.
you must be really scared because
yeah, it's right there.
Yeah. It was at a distance.
What's a remesh sheet? The big orange store is saying they have, it's called remesh sheeting, and that is a 42-inch by 84-inch. What is that? Mesh, let's see, provides strength to concrete slabs, but that's a straight sheet. It's not a roll.
Right.
That's only $20 near me. Whoa. I wonder if
Wow.
yeah, but I wonder if it's bendy or if it's really thick.
Right.
Yeah. I'll have to go into the store and find out. It says it's not too far from me.
Aqua Jedi says, for some reason, cattle panels are far too expensive in Canada. I guess they mean freedom or something. You can't have them.
That's right.
That's right. That's
It's
exactly
like a
it.
cat's bum. They're moody. They're a little moody.
Mhm.
You know,
They're having a moment.
they're having a moment.
So
Space.
he also said that is almost like a cattle panel, but not galvanized. And you probably want galvanized,
Yeah,
yeah?
because then it'll rust if it's not
Rust.
galvanized.
Okay.
Ew. Yeah, no, don't need rust in Florida. Got too easily to rust. Yeah, no.
Mhm.
So,
Hang on, I just need to cough. I'm gonna cough.
Okay, you go ahead, dear. Do your thing. So they have the 5-foot galvanized steel welded, but for only half for 50 feet, and that's 94 in the same looky-loo. I don't know.
What I don't oh, thanks, Cece, for coming in. You have a good night too,
Oh,
darling.
good night, Cece.
I'm sorry, my cat scared you away.
No,
That's
are you
right.
okay though? Like they didn't take
Oh
off
yeah,
any
I'm great.
flesh?
I don't know about
Okay.
these females. They're at each other's throats.
Well, you know, Darkpaw is a handsome guy. Fighting over Darkpaw.
Mhm.
But yeah, I know. I would love another archway. But I have a vinyl archway, but it's just not, it's not that wide. I was gonna use that for my passion vine, which Cindy was so good to send me. She had some seeds because she was thinking of growing it. I should send some back to her because then GT was growing it right in his garage. Because I was like, well, you're gonna have to have a place inside to grow it, and it's passion vine goes kind of cucamonga.
Mhm. But it might be different when it's up in Alaska growing. Might be
Oh no, I
whole-
meant for Cindy. She doesn't have a big area like GT has enough area in that
Right.
garage. In an apartment or even a house, that would be very much a challenge.
Yes, they did. But
Yeah.
it was like Storms was saying, like the plant is just, right near him, yet it's so expensive. But tags, in Kansas, and it's like, why are they cheap there? They have to be shipped
Exactly.
there.
Yeah, why? What's
Yeah.
up with that?
Well, because everybody's on the bandwagon to become a little bit more self-sufficient and
Yeah.
hey,
Hey, Larks.
Hey, Larks.
What's up?
How you doing, darling? Good to see you. Thanks for coming and hanging out for a little bit. I'm sure you're probably heading yourself to bed. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you're just like, woo, let's party. Party at the Divas.
That's right. Let's get the drinks. Boy.
Get the water out.
Pretty much water for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a killjoy now. Woo. I can have like one drink and then I want to take a nap.
Mm.
Yeehaw.
So I'm personally trying to pace myself because this doing oh, that's very cute. Hang it in there. Yes, shortly. I wish I was a night owl. I need all the beauty sleep I can get. I can muster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
go ahead.
These gigs, so it's like the one tomorrow, which is a live sing-along for the township of Esquimalt. And then the back-to-back next Friday, next Friday. And then the following week, we're back up. I think it's a 3 or 4 hour drive up island. And we don't stay overnight. We could, but all my musicians are like, nope, we like to sleep in our own beds. So we drive home that night. And so it's like trying to space out, getting ready for the holidays. getting the baking done, and then also making sure, do I remember how to sing? Do I remember the lyrics? Do I know where the music is? Did you
Yeah,
remember to take
right?
the microphone off of your live so that you can pack it with you?
Oh,
you
that would be a bad.
know, yeah,
I'd like
I
to sing
have.
for you tonight, but I don't have my
I don't have a mic.
microphone.
Well, I have a big voice, but it would kill me after a while. Hey, John, thanks for coming in.
What's up, John?
Yeah, I have like a few years back. It was local gig, and I'll leave my music book, for lyrics or whatever, or I've left
Oh,
my
dear.
microphone or
Yeah,
different
that would be
things like
me.
that. So needing to remind myself how of all of those things, but it'll be nice to have a bit of income.
Oh, yeah. It hit just at
that.
the right time for you with the bread, and then you're getting the gigs, and
Yeah,
everybody
I was
needs
like,
that around the
"Oh,
holidays.
we can maybe make the mortgage payment this month."
That'd be
Well,
wonderful.
yeah. Well, actually, no. I can. It's not that I can't make the mortgage payment, but it's like I'd rather pay the mortgage with money I earned rather than
Mhm.
out of my retirement savings.
Yes.
So it's like,
Yes.
ooh, that buys me another month.
I'd like to be one of those people that just lives off the interest of all the money they have in the bank, because
Do
that's
you
the
know
right way
anybody?
to do it.
Do you know
Yes,
anybody that can do that?
my neighbor, yes,
Oh,
basically said that to us. I was like wondering how they were doing everything. I thought they took out a second mortgage, and he's like, I tell my son to do it this way. And you do it from the interest. If you don't have the money to do it from the interest, then you don't have the money. It's like, I have no money at all.
so
As
how
I'm
do we get
listening.
the money to make the money or to make the interest from the money that
Yes.
how did you get that money? That's what you need to ask him.
Yes.
That money, I'd
Well,
like to know.
he's some sort of accountant, and then the
Oh,
wife is some sort of works at night. I don't know if she's CNA, LPN, or I don't think she
mm,
went to all as far as RN, but she might be an LPN and does night.
mm,
And they were doing the But
mhm.
yeah. And I think he has other business things, and then they also have all their family in the area. So they all help each other
Right.
with different small businesses.
Yeah. And
So
that's
yeah.
important.
Mhm. Mhm.
There's,
Yeah.
I know us up here in Canada, many, people, families that would come from India, they'd all live in one house and they'd all
Yep.
work and they would
Mhm.
pay off that house. And then they would go and purchase another house, and they just kept doing that. And as I was growing up and, I think, you know, why can't we here in North America do things like that where you could
Yeah.
actually work together? I'm sure it's like absolute,
Mhm.
hell in a handbasket and a Cirque du Soleil going on in the
Yeah,
house.
well, they're trying when they first get started. Yeah. Oh my
A
gosh.
lot
The
of
bathroom.
this.
The bathroom
You can if
situation
you're
would
Amish.
Oh, you can't. Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
I make joke of it, but it really is true. It's
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
work, and a lot of people take advantage of that opportunity to have Amish build a building for them or whatever.
Well, they get paid for their work
Mhm.
now.
Yeah, it's
They've
gonna be
wised
done
up.
right though.
It's gonna be done excellent. Yeah, a lot of them are
Yeah.
incredible craftsmen.
Yes. Yes. Where it's like, quality. It's not just,
Mhm.
Or
a slap
if
on
you
the jaw.
hire a contractor these days, it's like you're hoping the contractor's a good one, which doesn't happen very often.
Mhm. Oh yeah, that's how Mike Holmes
They,
got
they,
his
they
his
just drive their
show.
heels.
But he got it off the back of bad contractors.
Mhm.
Yes, they do.
It's
Indeed.
true. You need to be independent. You need to be on your own. You need to be self-sufficient. Like I had a couple of friends where, their children graduated, they're 18, they graduated, and it's like, okay, it's time for you to move out. And it's like, are you kidding? Why are
Yeah,
you sending your child out
Mhm.
into the world, Or the
Yeah.
child goes, I'm independent and da 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 da. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, there's a way, there is a way that if you, and you have to start it when they're young, it's like
Mhm.
just because you're in, your 30s doesn't mean that you need to jump out. But if jump out from the home, but it's like, use that time.
Yeah.
It's like my one daughter, she was like, yeah, I'm 28 and I live at home. And I said, the thing is that take advantage of this time, and so, she's working as a travel agent at the time. And so she was able to travel, and she was traveling on a budget,
Yeah.
and, discounted because she's a travel agent, but she got to go all over the world and see things, and experience things, which was great.
Yeah.
But if she was, paying for an apartment, paying, she wouldn't have been able to do that at all, even with her discounts.
Yeah.
So this is and it's like, don't take it for granted, by, just, hey, it doesn't cost much to live at home. And so I'll just, fritter away my money, and she would get herself a nice little nest egg. And then, when she had to leave the job, due to stress and stuff, because, in 2020, they put them on what was called furlough, and
Oh, wow.
like a bunch of them on furlough, but some of them they kept. And they said, oh no, we just draw your name randomly. And it was like, no. It's like, she's got really good customer service, but she's dealing with people across Canada, and that need their flights canceled because nobody was allowed to travel
Yeah.
in 2020.
Awful.
And so people would call in, and so she would be on the phone for 8 hours, and it would be from anywhere in Canada, not just her own clients where she has a relationship. She's talking to someone, from East Coast. And the amount of profanity that would come across the phone for 8 hours a day, of like, she'd go, we can only deal with the next 6 weeks of flights that we're canceling right now. That's all we can do. We can't, your flight is not going to be until, in 7 months. But as soon as it comes, like she says, I can't even access it. And the swearing, it was 8 hours just of people just you, and it's like, I'm in the same boat as you. Like we had tickets to go to, flights to go to Germany on a riverboat cruise.
Yeah.
And it's like, we have to wait, we're 4 months out. We have to wait to see if we're going to get our money back and that. So that kind of pushed her over the edge. And so, but she had a nice nest egg that she could actually live on, due to the fact that, she couldn't work anymore and stuff like that. So
that's hard. That's so hard. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do, I try to encourage my kids. It's like, don't go running out there, but use this time to save yourself the down payment.
Yeah.
It's like with some of their work, it was like, it could be like 3 years, and they could, per 3 to 5 years, they could personally have their own down payment for whatever, a trailer, or a condo, or, kind of
now
thing.
they're just making it hard though on the kids to even find jobs.
Yeah.
They're just really making it like ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
yet there seems to be this work shortage, but it's like, yeah, but people don't want to work for $18 an hour. Like, what can you pay for that with that?
Well, that's like the new pay down here, and it's actually pretty good for America for starting. That's a pretty good salary. Like 14 even was kind of the starting point. But because of the difference, like we've talked about, like, oh, in Canada, that'll be $100, and it's like 25 here. But no, what they're doing is they're interviewing, but they're acting like they can't hire. And I don't know if they're getting kickbacks from our government or what's going on. They're doing minimal hire still. This far out, out past the vid, because the vid, I think they were getting some kind of help from our federal government being understaffed. So my daughter too is saying, like, they are putting a lot of pressure on their people that are there working. That person is usually doing like a 3-in-1 job, not just their job. They're doing like the job of 3 people. And then, they're hearing, oh, well, we've still got ads in for hiring, and they're interviewing, and they're not hiring anybody though. They're just kind of pacifying the person that's there pacifying their
Mhm.
public image, and then somehow they are getting money, because why else, like, would you do that if you're a
Mhm.
business?
Yeah.
Other than your bottom line, you're just not making enough and you have to run it that way because it's just that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
I you know, because
they're having a
it
hard time.
just seems like everybody is looking, they're trying to hire, and it's like, so I
Yeah.
don't know. I just whether it's just like you said, like those are just like you just have to have it out there. We're
Mhm.
understaffed. We're looking for,
Yeah.
but not bringing in, because I go, well, where are the people that could come and and work? Because
Yeah,
the work is out there.
exactly. Like, something is weird, very weird
Mhm.
right
Yeah.
now with that whole
So,
situation.
what is your Carol and Diva? What is your minimum wage there?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go look that up.
Well,
Ours is
the
pretty high.
the orange store, it was thought to be good because they were starting people at 14 when mom was passing. So that was, a year ago.
So,
Let me
like
see.
Kentucky is 725.
Wow, that's low,
What?
very. That's way low.
Mm-hmm.
But cost of living's lower there than both of our areas, because the cost of living
We're
here is
taxed
very
to death.
high.
We're taxed to death, so it doesn't really balance out, does it?
Let's see. Minimum wage in Southwood. Well, our county is one of the most expensive counties in Florida for cost of living.
Yeah. Our minimum wage is $16.75 as of June 1st, 2023.
Hold on.
2019 it was $13.85. So we jumped up by
Yeah, Lark
$3.
knows.
Ours is 12. In let's see.
Wow.
Florida's minimum wage increased from 11 an hour to 12 an hour on September 30th, 2023. Floridians had voted to raise the state's minimum wage $1 every September until it hits the $15 per hour cap, or until September 2026. So, gosh, yeah, it's lower than the big box store. No wonder why. It was the CNA who mentioned it. Well, it's Cape Cod, though, John. That's crazy.
Jeez.
Are you
No,
sure
that's
that's really the minimum? Wow.
that's
Oh, yeah, he
weird
would know. Yeah, in the industry.
because
Fisher.
now I'm seeing average salary in Kentucky for 2023 under talent.com.
Yeah.
Says the average salary in Kentucky is $50,000 per year, or $24.04 per hour. Entry level positions start at $30,773 per year,
Yeah.
while most experienced workers make up to $200,000 per year. Where?
Yeah, exactly.
Is
Some of
there
that
another
stuff,
Kentucky?
right?
Which one am I in?
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
want
No,
looking
I'm in the wrong
Massachusetts.
one.
It says Massachusetts minimum wage in 2022 was $14.25 per hour, and increased annually by 75 cents per hour up to the minimum wage of 15 an hour by January 1st, 2023. So 15 an hour is what they're saying for Massachusetts. Is that because, like, by the beach, Cape Cod? Because that's what it seems like they say in Florida, but then we're higher in Palm Beach County, I think. They really do. Whoa.
Jeez
Your
Louise.
houses were way more affordable, Homestead Aquarius, when I saw Alabama housing compared to Florida, compared to South Carolina, and even Georgia.
Hey, Gear, I didn't even see you come in.
Thank
I
you.
missed you coming in. Hey, GT.
GT's in the house.
Hey, GT.
That was kind of
Wow.
lame. GT Junior's in the house. Gotta say it with a really deep,
That's better.
real deep voice.
Oh,
That's
so our
fine.
live-in home support workers, the current daily rate is $124.73 per day or part day worked. So it's like, I don't know.
What?
So they're like, if you were a live-in home support worker,
Okay.
$124 a day. So whether you work a full 8-hour day or part day work, you get 124.73. I need to be a live-in home support worker. No, I don't want to do that because I think that involves.
Don't bite me.
I should get that money just for taking care of my son. What the heck? If I would have to hire somebody, just, give me some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a little of that.
Living camp leaders.
Oh, 22 if you want
Girls.
someone to work.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
But you're used to the fishermen, John, aren't they? They're used to pulling the wages there, right? Because it's seasonal. No? Is it because it's mostly seasonal, John, that it's that high? Wheat it. They didn't even get the oil, huh, to make anything out of that wheat. It was just here's your cup of wheat. Go grind it yourself.
Yeah.
Figure out, get some water. You can have paste to eat. No, he's not. He's not SSI. No, he's Larks. He has his it's the same. Let's see, how do you say that? It's the same pocket of the government that it's pulled out of, but it's adoption subsidy. And the only reason we did that was because the SS was going to make us re-up it every single year. And so we decided not to do it that way. Plus it was going to be a little bit lower. I don't know why I'm talking like this. It's like I need to go on a trip somewhere across the pond. Have some tea. Yeah, I'm not guardian. I'm parent. The state was guardian until we adopted. I thought about it, GT, when it said I read something about the guardian, but then that means the state would still also have power over him in some ways, which meant they could force him into any of the pokies. Pokes. I'd like to receive funds for all the care. Yes, you should. Indeed. You should receive some, caregiver funds there. Which it is so confusing because I saw something like that for aged care. I think it was in PA. But PA, talk about taxes. Whoo, holy cow. I don't know if it was a state-run thing, but they had it on like a billboard that you could basically, if you'll care for your elder, there's some kind of, you can get paid. Probably trying to keep.
Yep. I'd forgotten that I had muted and I was starting to talk and then it was like, no, you've muted yourself still. I wanted to go see, it's like, so a liquor store in British Columbia, the average salary is $40,000 a year. So I don't know what that is by hourly rate, but
that was more than a teacher here when I was starting.
That's just to work in a liquor store.
Exactly. That's crazy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a retail supervisor in a grocery store is $21 an hour. Like
wow. Why did I get into radio? That was a bad idea.
Oh yeah, like me.
Don't
and
pay anything.
Teaching art.
Mm-hmm.
Only if I work in the public school sector does that balance out payment wise.
But when I took radio and television back then, you didn't get paid outrageous, but you got paid pretty decent. Now it's like, well, we're going to hire a skeleton crew. And we might have 2 talents that go on the air. The rest of the time, it's all canned.
Yeah,
it's not really them on the air. That's the recording of their voice being timed by the automation.
It's crazy.
Call it voice tracking.
Yeah, I thought it was about 22 an hour because when I used to be the bookkeeper for an online software company, I think she was making 50 grand a year. We're talking 10 years ago. And her rate was it was about $25 an hour.
Yeah.
But yeah, so 22. So that's not bad. And because most of my kids, most of my adults, they're their wages are in the 20 in the higher $20 an hour.
Yeah.
Well, one is a massage therapist, and so like hers is like ridiculous
Mhm.
of what she can make, and
Which
per
any of that
hour.
is so hard to break into down here. They always want to tax something extra on.
Yeah, well, she's independent, so I think like she has to do her own taxes and blah blah
Yes,
blah.
they're
But
all usually independent
Mhm.
contractors here too. They do
Mhm.
that. Unless
Yeah,
you work for a chain, and then chains don't pay as
yeah,
well. Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think, well, Crow, did you mean like labor, like that, like a labor job for the 22? Because thinking of here, I know as far as like with my husband's company, that they do start at about that or more to get guys to work. You're right. You've got to pay that.
Yeah. No,
That's
the
actually a lot
22 an
more.
hour was working in a liquor store.
Yeah. No, I meant he was saying in Cape Cod the base pay was
Oh,
22.
22.
And we were
Right.
all like, really? Because it's like 14 here, some 14.25 it said, which seems very low. Medicaid programs that can help pay for income. Oh, okay. The long-term care. Wait.
So
Oh,
you should take a
let me
picture of that.
screenshot that. Yes.
Because
Oh,
we won't remember later and go, what was that?
oh,
What was Larks
I know.
talking to us?
She said something. That was like your guest before. She had some very important points. I think I got to go back and watch it though, because I already forgot, dang it, what they were. Thanks,
Yeah.
Larks.
Yeah, well, that's what
I don't know how to get
I'd
it
like to
done.
get that. I'd like to take apart that last live, with those clips, but
Yeah, like
it's
tip
not.
number 1, tip number 2,
Yeah,
all that.
I wonder if I could save it using my Mac. I don't know,
By
but
the way, the AI is very good at what it does, because when I played a Saturday Night Live clip, it pulled my whole video down, my live down for
what?
using that clip. Yep. Copyright infringement. They pulled my whole live down until I basically agreed to let them erase the clip. And I haven't even checked to see if it came back up on live. So I don't even know if they docked me hours
So
and
what was
stuff.
in the middle?
It was just a clip from Saturday Night Live. It was
Oh,
yeah, we were talking about this joke, and I'm like, I don't think I know that. Like down by the river, it was a
Chris
skit.
Farley. Yeah.
Chris Farley was in it.
There's a Saturday Night Live skit
Yeah.
with Chris
So
Farley.
it was my mistake. I should have known better. But Homestead Aquarius put it in the side chat, and I'm like, well, let me just play it for everybody. Like,
right.
let's all enjoy the moment.
No,
No, you were not
none
allowed
for
to do
you.
that. None for
Yeah.
you. None for you and
Right.
your friends.
Right.
No entertainment.
Take it away. We take your watch time hours. We take it all away from you.
You'll get
None for you.
nothing.
No.
Right. None for
We
you.
also are going to take a bunch of your subscribers too.
That's right. And give them
Just-
to other people, because we like to do that.
Just so.
I don't know if
sad.
anybody else finds that they all of a sudden end up subscribed to somebody they didn't know they were subscribed to. I swear I'm not drunk
I haven't had that
subscribing.
yet.
Yeah, I've had that.
I haven't done that yet.
You
So.
can
Thank
if
you.
you can actually if you activate it in YouTube Studio, Diva, you can make clips of your own videos, and then it'll save it over on that list of links on the left side. But
It just any video that you take apart then takes it could take like up to 2 days before it finishes.
or you can just download them if you got the space to do it.
Yeah. Oh, right. I could do that. Yeah, that makes more sense.
And just cut out the parts you want.
Because what I was like, okay, so what I'll do is I'll set it up on my phone and do a screen record and press start where it was. So I was thinking that's how I'll do it. Then I'll edit them on the iMac. But it's like, if you just download the whole thing, and then you can just chop it up yourself on your iMac more. It's really easy. You can do it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Starbs.
You're welcome. But yeah,
I knew if we discussed it out that
video.
someone would give me the logical way of here's how to cut those up so that we could watch segments of them. Put that up for reference, not for you to violate, Carol.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Woodlark's kind of good. I'm sorry if I'm violating.
Oh my goodness.
You mean my clip? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, your
clip. Violated.
So beside you, Barry, because the screen is black and then there's just this little bit of white and stuff. It was like, oh, what is this psychedelic, thing? It's a cat beside you, because
it was a smudge, something on my
screen blends right in with the background with the so it just looked really neat. It was like, this is very, very cool.
Yes, Villigora. I've had one taken down when my son got really up close. I was doing it through YT and not StreamYard. He got too close to me with his iPad and the music was on, and the AI, and this was a couple years back, the AI on YT just went boop and pulled my live down that moment, not even waiting till the live was over.
Yeah, they dinged me on a national anthem. Well, it was the beginning of the races when I worked at Corbin Speedway in Corbin, Kentucky. We started it with a car that rode around the oval track, and we played the national anthem, and he had the flag out while he was driving, and they got me for that.
Wow.
So apparently whoever performed that version of the national anthem had it
right,
copyright. So I took it down.
Well, I'm not even allowed to. I'm not even allowed to put my own recorded music that I paid to record as backing tracks for my own. Like I'll get I don't get a strike, but they will say that because I'm not monetized yet. So, but they will say that it's not allowed, and so I disputed it because you go, well, it's mine. But the company that I do my online distribution for my music is called CD Baby. And so it's actually CD Baby that is saying that is ours. And the whole point of it is that
they're trying to protect you but they don't realize it's you.
No, because I disputed it. So they know it's me. But you see, you get your $1 from every, track that's downloaded, let's say. So, it's $1. But you see, CD Baby takes their portion, and then I get 60 cents. So they get their 40%, and I get my 60%. And I guess so this, where you go, well, if you weren't taking it, then I can have the monetization and I would get paid no matter what. Where, this is where, well, we get our 40% of your income. So yeah, and I can't even do like shorts, like on the YouTube, like not the shorts, but the reels on Instagram, they're okay. But if I put them up on Facebook, it was like that can't be monetized because of music rights, whatever. I forget what that is. And you go, it's my own song. I paid for the recording of it.
Now but there's some sort of Taylor Swift, like hers was even bigger, I think, her situation, right? That she re-recorded. Yeah. Re-recorded everything because of that. Having somebody try and control her with her music that way. Yeah. That must be so frustrating, considering it is you and you wrote the song and you're singing it and you can't use it.
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Yep. Yes, it is. There was one when my husband and I got married again, we used my own recorded music. And it did, come up as there's a dispute, and it's like, no, that's me, and that's me in the video. That's me, But it wasn't. It was only public. It was only public for a short period of time. It was just so that my mom could watch the wedding and that.
Right. Time to record some stuff. No music, please, Maureen. no music.
Yeah, and also I'm recording cover songs, Carol, but I also pay a replication right to record other music and stuff. I go and I pay the publishers for that, for the use of that song for me to record it. Now now it's mine, and so now if my song is playing in the background of your videos, then I can come in and go, no, that's mine. But I wouldn't know. I wouldn't really know how to get notified of that because I don't know. But yeah, it's not time to re-record.
I
The
went
last
to the
one.
whole,
Go ahead.
I went to the whole copyright thing with my low power radio station, and finally I said, okay, you know what? I won't play copyright music. Here's what I'll do. And I still know a lot of musicians. Now I know Diva, but I know a lot of musicians. And I said, look, I need music bad. And if you know people, give them my email.
Yeah.
And I need in writing that you agree that I can use your music in case anybody is, in a tizzy about it, because I'm going to stream it as well. So it'll be on the radio, it'll be on the internet as well. You wouldn't believe how many people that some of it wasn't worth using, and others was like, wow, this is
incredible.
Well, the thing is, my music, my genre was just like all over the place. There was no set type. Like, I'm a metalhead, always will. But it was like, what do I even call this? There was like, some genres you're like, what do I call this? I just play it all with it.
Yeah.
Because I had to have content. And then what happened was I got podcast, and I started taking a podcast. I got permission from those people to play their podcast. So a lot of them were like science and, astronomy and stuff like that, from big companies. And they were like, yeah, we'd love it if you played it, and then they would, in return, they would say, listen to Blue Bucket Radio every Sunday night. You'll hear our show.
Yeah.
And it was like pulling the freaking hair out.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it, John. So they want to make sure that they get their little portion, and then I get the trickle down, and the great thing is that if, or not if, when I get monetized, if some of those videos and shorts can be monetized, and that would be great. So, but I'm going to just say no, because the last record that I made, it did cost me, and I'm low, did cost me $40,000. I can usually do an album, between 15 and 20, but my Harvest Moon album, it did cost me 40 grand. And
wow.
I did get a government grant, which was great. So that paid a portion of it, which is awesome. But it's like, yeah, no, not time to re-record yet.
Now, on your Diva in the Dirt .com, is it? What is it? divainthedirt.com? Your website. What's your website?
Yes, it's .com or .ca. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have your CDs on there? Because I went looking for your Christmas CDs and I didn't know where to go. And I Googled it, and it was somewhere where it was gone already. It had sold out.
The Baby It's Cold Outside has sold out.
Is that the most recent, your most recent Christmas one?
No,
that you're
no, the most recent one is called Christmas Is. Whoops, I don't know how to do that.
Okay. Yeah, I started to listen to that song.
Yeah,
I forget.
You can download Baby It's Cold Outside from like you can get it in iTunes and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna
there she is, sexy mama. Sexy diva.
Yeah, about 40 pounds ago.
Dress. I love that dress.
Buy music.
So pretty.
Just
we all did that though after the vid. Even I did it in the last 10 years. Just put on weight.
Yeah, there it is there. So there's Christmas Is.
Okay.
and there is Harvest Moon. But you can, but
Now,
almost all.
Go ahead.
That's a physical CD. Like that's a physical CD.
Okay.
That one there.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for, was a
But
physical
you
CD.
can, like all my music is in iTunes. Yeah, Baby It's Cold Outside. That was my very first commercial album I ever did, and I ended up selling, I think, 600 of them in my local town.
Awesome.
I released them like almost like December 1st, and it was like I went and I was conservative, and I thought, oh, I'll just get 300 printed. Sold them within the first couple of weeks, so went and got another 300. So I sold
Awesome.
600 albums before Christmas. So it was like for my very first,
Wow.
Mhm.
Now, what?
But yeah,
So
yeah,
if
no,
you
there is
did
the
a re-up,
physical albums, but it
like if you did a combination for
of the Baby It's
Christmas
Cold
next
Outside.
year, yeah, like of the Baby It's Cold Outside Christmases, like you took
Compilation.
the compilation. Thank you, that's the word. Yes, if you did a compilation for like maybe
Yeah.
next Christmas, or is that the
Yeah.
cost to do CDs? Is like about 40,000 to do like a hard?
No, it depends. No, it depends on the amount of musicianship. Stop sharing screen.
Okay.
The type of musicianship. Like when I did Christmases, we did it in my accompanist's. He did the recording of it just right in his
Okay.
studio, so it wasn't pricey.
Got it.
And
Okay.
I just used my three gents, and then we just threw in a couple of horns and a couple of background singers. Where when I did Harvest Moon, like the trumpet player, his name is Miguelito Valdez. He's from Cuba, and he's just an amazing horn player. He was probably one of the highest paid horn players on my album, just
Okay.
because of how much work he did. He was playing first trumpet, second trumpet, the flugelhorn,
Wow.
and so how many passes he's gone through. So we
Yeah.
keep track of those hours. So that's where it gets. So he was a higher paid, and then my engineer, he's very good and very fast, but he also is quite high per hour is what I'm paying. But it's
But I
not like
mean,
he's gonna.
if they weren't re-recordings and it was a compilation of your,
If I just took them and had them, because a couple of things would need to be enhanced so that they all sound the same. No, it wouldn't be expensive.
Okay.
Wouldn't be expensive.
I
Could
mean,
have, all the songs, all the Christmas, all the
songs. That's right. That's what I want. I want all the songs. You don't have to do it this year, but maybe next.
With the crop. You're in the house. You're in the diva house. Oh yeah, and I was. There was that little bit of. I saw something about Napster days.
Yep. Post Napster days.
Yeah. Well, what was the thing? And it was MySpace. That was trying to make it. It was even trying to make another comeback. It was MySpace, and I had a couple of MySpace. I had my Christmas, my diva, and then whatever band I was in at the time. I also had a MySpace for that.
Very cool.
How are you doing there, David Corey?
David Corey. Are you having an organic night? We had a very good conversation about what is organic on if it's in a plastic bag, can you call it organic?
Florida. He's saying it proper.
That's right. That's how we say it in the South. We say South. It's probably how my son would say it too. South.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good, sir. I'm glad you're doing good. Glad you're doing good. Yeah. So yeah, you can buy the Christmas is Baby It's Cold Outside. That one you can't. And like, and that one was not like, I don't know if I paid like maybe $8,000 for that album. Like it was done in a proper recording studio, but it was very, very sparse, very simplistic. So yeah.
I just wondered what like a Christmas compilation would be like if that would cost you a lot.
No, that wouldn't.
If it would
that
be
wouldn't
worth
cost at all.
If that would be worth doing, like for digitally remastered for next year for boosting the Christmas income. Digitally remastered. Everything is
Oh, there
digitally
you go.
remastered. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
Multiple
well, it
income
was.
streams.
That's right. Well, I think I did that one in 2005. 2005.
Wow,
So
okay.
yeah, so in 2 years it's
It's gonna
old.
be a classic. It's a classic. There you go. It's just
I
Maureen
couldn't do
Washington's
the math,
classic.
girl. What is the math? The 2025. Oh, it's 20 years old.
Yeah, so it is a
Jeez.
classic. It's
Yeah.
like if it was a car, they call it an antique. It makes you feel like way too old though. You're not an antique. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the Harvest Moon,
Digitally.
it's a beautiful album, and I'm not, choking on the amount that I paid. That is the most I've ever paid for an album.
Mm.
But it was worth it, and the production on it was great, and
So
yeah, it
if
was
you're listening to this live right now, feel free to go to divainthedirt.com
no,
or your
Maureen
iTunes.
MaureenWashington.ca.
Oh,
That's
that's
what
right.
it is.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. Good.
Because that was my first entity. But Diva in the Dirt is all within there.
Maureen
all-
Washington, what is it? .ca? Because it's
Yeah,
Canada.
or .com.
Okay, and they can do the downloads from there if they want to download just your album, or do you have to do it through an iTunes or an
I think
Amazon?
you have to just go to iTunes because
Okay.
listen, I
Do you
don't
get any
know.
good kickbacks from iTunes?
I think so.
Okay. Gosh, you're so funny.
Again, it goes through CD Baby.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, so CD Baby, they get their an Eric.
So what's the best way they could say Merry Christmas to Maureen? Where will you get the most income? That's where we want to send it. Trying to do a promotional, and it's like, I'm so confused. I can't promote my friend.
Yeah, you were away, Storms. So David Corey said, Storm! Said hello to you there. So,
And
Hey,
yeah,
what's
thanks
up,
if you
David?
missed it.
and my new name is South Florida, not South
Florida.
Florida. So
I don't know. You can play. Oh, it does say get the album. Let me just look. I make my own website and I'm not good at it. Oh, yeah, you can download Harvest Moon for $9.90.
that's not bad.
It looks like Apple Music. I don't know.
Okay.
You know what?
They tried to send me to Amazon Music, which I don't even have. So
okay.
When I went to look,
Yeah.
because I was like, this is my friend. I want to have some of her music.
I know her.
If you have Prime,
her.
you do. I do. I don't know. I pay for Prime. I got me Amazon Music.
Yeah, no, I have it, but I mean, I didn't have it on my phone, like the app.
Yeah, right. Okay. I don't either. I've been taking apps out of my phone, but
I need to probably do the same.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm actually, I think I'm going to do a video here pretty soon of me repairing a couple of transmitters. So I think my stations might make a comeback, but I've got to see if I can get because they're mostly I hate to do it. They're mostly automated because I'm not going to sit there in front of the, microphone and spin music all day when a machine can do it for me, get on there every once in a while, do a show, and then,
that'd be
let the computer do everything else. But
then do a live. Can you do a live at the same time? And then somehow, well, no, because you would have to mute the music.
Yeah, I had to be careful. Yeah, that's the problem because, because
that would be so cool.
Again and say, hey, I want to share your music. If you're still down for it, then I would share it. But that's the problem. It's a problem with YouTube. I mean,
yeah,
I could do that, but it would be so cool,
Yeah, it would be.
But if their recorded music is placed anywhere, then it automatically gets dinged.
Yep.
So, and I think like a couple of my videos, I did sing a little bit of Wonderful World, and I think there was like What a Difference a Day Made. I started a video like that, and I thought I don't think that I'll get dinged. So with it, but I don't know.
Mm.
I really don't know.
And I think it would be cool
I
too.
know AI's getting.
You know, to do a show like that. And
Yeah.
feed the audio from a radio directly into my live stream.
I agree.
If you hear that audio would be coming from the radio itself.
Yeah.
Totally. I think that
Yes,
would be cool.
John, it is true. On my Maureen Washington music page on YouTube, they're all there. There is I do have one of those, I forget what they're called. Somebody else makes it. I think it's a YouTube thing that they make. So that's the thing, is that when you do listen to them here, I probably get 0.000003 cents every time someone plays them, but it'll filter through CD Baby. So
Yeah, but John,
mhm.
shh, that's not the point, John.
Well, I guess I shouldn't have pointed that out too.
We're
Yeah,
supporting our artist. We're supporting our artist.
Yeah, you can go and listen to my music on
right.
on my YouTube channel. Well,
or purchase it on iTunes
mhm.
so you can have it forever and ever and ever.
Amen.
Exactly, amen.
Yeah. Yeah, I did put them up. Yeah, I don't remember my reasoning for it, but it gives me plays on that channel, like on my music channel. Except for, I only have 600, I think I have 599 subscribers on my music channel.
I'm
so
one.
It's like, and why can't I combine those ones with these ones?
I know.
So
that was kind of why I changed my name right on this channel, but now I want my old name back on another channel. I still want to keep that other name, but yeah, I don't know what to do now. It's not like I can change it back again. It would look very weird. So yeah, I'm gonna have to just have another channel with that name on it and use it for something else.
You didn't mess up. It's totally fine.
You're fine. You're fine,
totally
John.
fine. I was just back when, when I was trying to push my music channel back in 2020, I was trying to work on trying to get that one monetized at the time. So to have the music there, when someone's listening to it, I'm getting, watch time hours, right?
Yeah.
You should do a show tunes album.
Ooh.
Then do the one from The Color Purple. Sister, your own of a kind. So, sister, you're one of a kind. I think that's what the song's called. Yeah.
I like the other idea she had, Larks, is that in Kentucky, the blues and jazz, I mean, the jazz blues, I think that would be, I guess, weekend.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. To go and watch and attend, it's probably really great.
Get you there is another thing.
Freely.
The
bourbon will flow freely that day.
That's true in Kentucky.
Very good for our industry here.
Kentucky whiskey and bourbon. Yes.
And wine.
I get headaches from wine.
What are the requirements for monetization now? You still need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch time hours.
Yep.
And my watch time hours are in the canner.
Toilet.
I'm right there with you.
Really? You guys have got lots of lives.
Yeah, I'm at I think I was going to go over 900 and then they took down that one I just did. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But you're combining it with videos. So that's the key is I've got to start doing videos. I just can't figure that out quite yet, how to do all that.
I just
can't do it yet. Well, you know what it is I owe a company. I've got to do a video on their product that they sent me.
Right.
Which, yeah. And I haven't gotten out there and I got to do that first. Yeah. And then I read why they sent it to me because it's basically, for women. and older people. I was like, oh, you freaking jerks. You freaking jerks calling me.
Aw. Even a grandma could use it. And it's
Yes.
like, amen. A grandma or Maureen.
Okay, yes. Okay, I'm a grandma, darn it. But we call me Mimi. We don't even say grandma. Mimi. I'm a Mimi. Darn it. I just, I would rather kind of be carded than be, they recognize that I'm at that age.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to
there's
go
still
in
a lower
between
level.
John and Robert.
Right. Yeah, I was going to just say, Larks, we could use some popcorn. But yes, so Robert, there is a lower level where if you get 3,000 watch time hours and you have to have 500 subscribers,
Yes.
then that's where you get, the memberships and stuff like that, which
Yes, I
I'm
was
not
looking
really
at that.
interested in that.
I was
Um,
joking with Robert a little bit about
There's
that.
the popcorn.
That's some
No, good.
popcorn
There's
right
the
there.
popcorn.
The memberships.
Yeah, whenever there's a fight, I always like, let's just get the popcorn. We'll just eat and
Still
watch the
not
fight.
clear
go on.
on the requirements for
Yeah.
partial. Yeah, that was it. That was the partial monetization, what she just talked about. Sweet thumb.
Yeah, that's the partial. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna grab that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at that.
I'm there with the subscribers at least and the
Yeah.
other, but not the hours.
Right.
And
So
that's
for
kind of
the
Yeah, go ahead.
first tier, you have to have a minimum of 500 subscribers, 3 video uploads in the last 90 days, and then you have to have 3,000 watch time hours. And I'm slowly I'm a couple hundred short of getting to halfway. So I'm at 1383.
That's
But
awesome.
then thanks. Or you can do 11,000 public short views in the last 90 days. And it's like, no, I don't have that. And then and
The
so that's
shorts?
your first tier. But I think also
Crazy.
with Larks,
Good
I
night,
think
Mark.
who's leaving? Oh, my pumpkin
Oh,
traders.
oh, Oh no! Don't forget your shoe. Don't
Make sure you
forget
get your shoe. Good night.
Yeah.
But if you're still here, Larks, the other thing is though, is then you can actually start selling merchandise. There are some other little perks when you are
Yeah.
at that lower
You
tiered
can have
level.
a store. Yeah, you can have a
Mhm.
store.
Which you
So,
can
'cause I
still do stuff like Amazon affiliate links,
Yeah, and list things.
we
I
can do
just
that
figured
now.
that out. Yeah, I just figured
which
that out.
I'm doing. Like the products that I review, like the walkie talkies or whatever.
hmm
I'm putting a link to that product
Underneath it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just figured
Mhm.
out how to do it, and I've probably had my Amazon link thing for too long, so I might lose it. So if anybody feels like a sick or so, yeah, just go through that link and go do your Christmas shopping, because as long as you've gone through that link, you might help me out. Just saying. Otherwise, I'm probably going to lose
And
my.
I need 3 sales. Could there be
Yes.
3 people that would want to buy a sticker
Yeah.
saw from my
Yeah, maybe,
mhm.
maybe.
Are you beating again, Carol?
Yes, I realized how to do what I was trying to do last night. I figured it out mentally. It clicked today while I was at the grocery store, because you know how these things work with this brain. I'd be like, oh, there it is, the thought that I wanted 3 days ago.
Mhm. Just take
Thank
some
you.
time. So yeah, that is right, Larks, is that there is some extra little bonuses that you can where is it? Where did I see here? So yeah, you can do the supers, and you can do the shopping. So because I know for myself, like I think they use that it's spring or string or I lost you guys here. For t-shirts, and like when I was looking at setting up my online store, for me to buy, it was like I bought a short sleeve, a long sleeve, and a beanie with all Diva in the Dirt on it, and it was $135 Canadian.
Yeah.
So I
There's
went, nope.
also
So it's just
Redbubble is one too to check out.
But this is the one that can be attached to your YouTube right at the bottom where you see t-shirts and merch, so you can set it up so then it's there. Right? That's
Teespring, yeah.
That's what it is. So once you hit that lower level, then and not that it's print on demand, so then you're your income from those t-shirts is low, but
How is
Yeah.
how is the quality of your shirts? Have you been happy with Teespring?
That one looks great.
It looks great on you, but I mean up close, do you like it? Because I
talking to me?
know, yes, I'm talking to you.
these are not the one from Teespring is it it's like I'm looking at my shirt and I go, well, I didn't get this from Teespring. I don't know what you're talking about. But the Teespring one is where it says, "What are you doing today, Maureen?" That one, it's a pretty heavy duty
Okay, good.
quality shirt.
They might have
So
improved, or the person might have just said that so people would use the people that
you have
they're
the thank you
using.
button, but no one uses it. No one says thank you to you,
Thank
John.
you.
Thank you,
Aw,
John.
thank you, John. There's a thank you. John,
Mm.
I've seen people give you little gifts when I've been in there.
But they even did it in sign language for him.
Yeah, they give them gifts. Yeah. The read between the line one, is that what you're talking about, Perry? Read between the lines gift
I'm
that
just
certain
looking.
people do to John when he's acting up and he's being the marshal. Hold on.
But I think there are some people that do the memberships, but they only just, it's like cost you $1 or whatever. You don't have to do.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in doing like, here's this tier and, you'll get to have you get this if you join and
it's a lot to keep track of if you do all that.
Yeah.
And there are people that just promote the membership a lot and then they don't do anything really too much extra for it. That's the only thing. Like you kind of, if you do have a membership, you've got to do a little something extra for the people that are paying for the membership. And that's where I would get caught up like, okay, what to do? What do I do? What can I do? What can I do for those people? What's my extra thing for them? I don't know. What will I do? I have an easy button and nobody uses it. You don't hear me cry. Robert, what kind of easy button we talking about? Easy like Sunday morning easy? Like what?
Easy like Sunday morning.
Yeah.
That's good.
So funny. Those two. They're like the odd couple.
Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Robert, you should just go live with John. Just make it official. I mean, his wife might not quite like it, but then pitch a reality series based around it. I think it would fly.
Oh, I think there would be bloodshed right from the get-go.
2023.
Probably, but that would bring ratings.
It would.
It would. Everybody like, have you seen this? They almost killed each other last week. Good thing Danny intervened.
The Odd Couple 2023, a whole new beginning.
Oh, right. The man says we can't show his face, though. How are we going to do the show and just show his hands and his feet and his legs?
That's right. Well, that was like Wilson on
That's it.
The Handyman show.
Yeah.
Tool Time. Was it called Tool Time? No.
Yeah.
His show was Tool Time.
Yeah, his show on the show was Tool Time.
Yeah.
What was it?
Okay.
You got me thinking.
What was that? I can't remember. And I just saw the one who played his wife on a Lifetime Christmas movie.
These editions would never be the same. Are you looking it up there, Storms?
Yeah.
I have
it'll bother me until I do.
$50 a month, and I need to
Home Improvement.
Home Improvement. That's right.
Yeah, you do, John.
That would have made more sense.
$50 a month. Wow, John. You sending nudes or something? That's quite a membership.
Oh, you know what? It's his wife.
Oh, yes. So that, yes.
It'd be his teacher's pet he's got going on there.
Yeah, don't be sending nudes to no teacher's pet if wife finds out. Yeah, you'll pay more than $50 a month.
Oh yeah, so you can promote your channel and business on YouTube. So I think I can pay money to have them help But that's
Oh,
awesome, John. To have somebody
that
that's paying $50 a month, like what a
That's
wonderful support.
incredible. Yeah, that's just incredible, John.
Oh, it's weird because, like, okay, the company I used to work for, um, their new FM station is like a couple years old, well, somewhere around 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
They can advertise, well, not advertise, but they can air their basketball games. But nobody seems to say anything to them about it. YouTube doesn't seem to have a problem with that. But it's funny because it's professionally, it's not like
Pardon me.
somebody out there with some cheesy little camcorder pointing it at basketball players and shaky camera work or anything like that. It's pretty well polished,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody says anything to them about it.
Oh, I know some of the stuff that some of the larger channels get away with showing or doing. I don't get it. I don't get it. Just,
Oh, it's his boss's wife. Great lady. Yeah.
Yeah. I've lost a tool. My tools are missing. Now I feel like my dad. He used to always be saying stuff like that.
Oh, that's my dad. He was like that.
Somebody take that wrench. Nope.
And then when he found the tools that he misplaced, because really all he did was just leave them on the other side of the garage.
Yep. Or where he had it last.
When you come up here to Cleveland, bring a toolbox or something with you because I'm going to give you some tools. And then because he would end up with too many of a certain type.
They would buy, they would go out and get another one.
There you go. Just choose whatever you want.
Yeah.
This is the one I lost. I lost this too.
Yep, pretty much. Oh yeah, I got some doubles for sure in my garage. Ugh. Not because of me or anything. From my dad. There we go.
My problem is because my husband had lots of tools, but it's like you go, oh, I don't really know what this tool is for, but I don't want to throw it out because it's probably expensive, and it's like like power tools.
You might need it
I
one
know
day.
those, but different clampy things and whatever, but then I still haven't kind of gotten to the place where all the tools are in one place, because that's what I really need to do. It's like I've got them in, I think I've got them in about 3 places, but I have I have my compact drill. Is that what it's called? Compact drill and the regular drill. Like I have those always handy because those need to be handy, but these other things, but yeah. Same. And then we bought a bunch of other tools and I haven't sorted them. So it's like I need a giant shop.
I do too. Shop. My dad gave me most of his tools except for his little toolkit that he had to take up north. So I have the power tools and a lot of his hand tools, and at least they're in the garage. But just like you said, the drill is always floating. I have it in its case, but it's always going various places because it's the thing I use most. That was from my brother. When he found out I was doing handiwork for our parents, he bought me a drill, which was nice, my own drill. So, but yeah, it's a disaster in the garage.
What branded drill? What branded drill do you have?
I have a Makita. I like it a lot.
Unfortunately,
those the blue
ones? Are they the blue ones?
But mine's green. Mine's black and white with an ion battery, or however you say it, lithium ion. It's quite pretty. But usually Makita is like a blue, like a tealy blue.
Okay,
blue green.
I'm a Makita girl too. Then
the only thing I'm sad about is DeWalt has the better hammer drill, but I don't really like bright yellow. I don't want to go there now that I have blues and black and white.
I do like the bright yellow because then that's easy to find in the pile of rubble.
But then I'd have to have them all matching, and I'd have to redo the tools because then they'd have to match.
Compared to the pumpkin orange of Black & Decker,
right.
Because you get grease and stuff all over it, it's no longer orange.
Yeah. It burn out.
But I think people say Milwaukee tools are supposed to be very good.
Yeah.
But I did
still
the
is
Makita
too.
because that's what my husband had. So I already
Mhm.
had the charger and a battery.
Yep.
And so it was just like, just go get another battery. And
Yep.
so I sent my daughter to go get another battery. And it was like, hey, if we buy another whole kit of another, like, a
Mhm.
drill and whatever that other one is, compact driver, you know,
Mhm.
then we have another kit of it and there's two, la la la. And so, yeah.
We need extra here just because that's what we use to put up our hurricane shutters when they have to go up. And you have to,
Mm.
sometimes you need to. But Carol, the bright tool matches your sweep. Oh, John, are you trying to get me to shimmy over to your channel? I mean, to your, not just your channel, but your team for the upcoming year? Hmm? I told Homestead if I went over there, he'd have a lot of spiciness on that side to deal with, you know.
Come to the dark side, Carol.
It has oysters.
Yeah.
And
Usually
keep
cheaper
it
to buy a toolkit with a battery than the battery alone, and that's basically
right.
why they did.
Yeah,
You know, it was
it's
like, and then we had, you know,
true.
2 new batteries and 2
Yep.
new tools. So,
Yep.
oh, sweet thumb, you're Makita too.
Yep.
Ryobi for the inexpensive stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
like, you know,
I
there
like that
was
nailer gun that Ryobi has.
yes,
I would love
yeah,
to have that.
I would
The
love to have that as well. And
airless
they did. It
nailer.
was like $350, I think, at the orange store, and it was like it had the nail, battery operated nail gun, the drill, the
Mm.
da 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 da. But you know, you just drop it once down the stairs and it's done.
Yeah, pretty much.
GT, you're still hanging out here.
Oh,
I didn't know you were
GT.
still around.
Now
Oh
I
yeah, it's
do have one of those hammers like I have never used it. I want to, but
what
I
kind of
don't.
hammer?
I have one of those hammers, but it's not like the Ryobi. Um, it's you know, you use the pressurized air. I have the pancake.
Oh yeah, the nail gun.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I have the nail gun, but
Oh,
it's not
yeah.
like that. Like I have to hook it all up and stuff, like with the
Mhm.
tube, you
Right.
know, with the compressed air and the tube thing.
Yeah.
I can't speak English tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me. And I'm blinking so much because I'm visualizing the thing in my head and trying to say the
So
word.
yeah, John's in Milwaukee, and I think those are supposed to be kind of
Mhm.
a little bit on the higher end.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
DeWalt are good tools. A lot of builders
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
do build a lot use DeWalt. From what you know, we've got Chris that's, you know,
A
not
bolt?
in here to.
A
Oh,
bolt?
that's the new well, not new, but newish brand at the Blue store,
Okay.
with an L. Yeah. The Blue Box
Okay.
store.
Okay, thank you. And now I was like, do I know what the blue store is?
You do.
Yeah. So
The
it's
automated blue store.
Mhm. The one Black&
yeah.
Decker I have that still is going is I had their little mouse sander, which was pretty decent. It was okay.
Yeah.
I
I
liked
have
it because you don't have to like on like belt sanders how you have to fix them in and lock it down and everything. These just whoop, you just stick it right there. It's just stick. It's almost like Velcro the way they designed it, and you
nice.
just go about your sanding. I kind of like that, but I haven't used it in ages. Like
I don't remember
good
what I had.
28 years. I think 25
Oh,
years it's been since I used
yeah,
that.
that's about the same as the ones that I bought for my husband. It was 25, 30 years ago. Or yeah, we had kids. So 30 years ago, still have those.
Yeah, I like it. John's
Yeah.
lost Mario brother. Oh dear.
Lost.
Oh, how lost is he? I don't know. You seem to find each other, Homestead. Cause a lot of trouble together. Oh, it hasn't fixed his pipes yet, Q? Yes, he's still having pipe problems like the Mario Brothers. But the Mario Brothers travel through pipes. I can see the correlation a little bit. He's small. I don't know. Oh dear. Yeah, I can't English tonight for some reason. I can't form very good thoughts.
Oh, there's
speaking stuff.
battery adapters where you can use different brand batteries on your tools. Huh.
What?
I I
Excuse
didn't
me?
know that.
Never heard that.
No.
That's like a
But
lens, the lens adapters on cameras. So
mm.
it's something in between that you put, Sweet Thumb, that it pops into the tool and then it accepts the new battery on the other side. You can, here. You can sure grow flowers.
Remember, if the women don't find you handsome, at least they'll find you handy.
That's right.
That's right. Well, he
Or-
says he's not handsome or handy. Make sure that you can grow some flowers.
And you grow veggies too. You can grow food. You can feed your love, your wifey.
Yeah.
She's got good cucumbers for. Oh, that's probably not what. You make good pickles for her. He says this kid always cleans out the pickles when he makes them.
Must got some great pickles. I seem to suck at doing pickles. You know,
Really?
we got the brine. Yeah, a little too salty, not salty enough. You know, it's like, you know, and it's just like you just want to get that.
Did you use the kit? Did you use that?
No.
The pouch? Yeah, I think he uses that and he swears by it.
Oh, what am I doing?
That pouch. That I don't know why my hand has to do this tonight, Nathan. It's got a life of its own over here. It's like, hey, I want to do a show on my own. Hey, what's up?
Yeah, there's actually four people up on the panel today.
I'm going to take over.
Right. That's right. Carol, in her hand, she's got a friend here today.
Hey.
Oh, Mrs.
Oh, looky here.
Is it Wages?
Mrs. Wages. Mrs. Wages. They sell them at Walmart they sell it at Walmart in the ball canning section. Now they do. I had never heard of it either. Gear was the first one who named it, and then I went to Walmart and I was looking at the jars, and they had it in that section.
I'm just laughing at Q over here. She's trying to tune them boys up.
Oh yeah, she loves to do that. Churns it up.
Mm-hmm.
She pumps up the volume between the two of them.
Little poke here, little poke there.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Mrs. Wages, and I think it looks like I cannot buy it unless I buy it through Amazon.
GT, I'm glad you get me. Thank you. I'm just a mess. Hot mess.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't
I think he was
attention.
responding to, the hand that wanted its own show. Just
so how much do you pay for a package of your Mrs. Wages? Oh, now I just use citric acid.
Okay,
nice.
cool, Sweet Thumb.
Oh yeah, let me grab that one there first. Because on Amazon it's $20.52, I think, for a package.
Make sure the brand is selling it though. That might be an in-betweener who's going to Walmart, grabbing it and selling it.
Nope.
Nope.
It's
Can you get Walmart there? Can you get Walmart up in Canada? Because Walmart probably had. Okay, I was just checking because I was concerned about GT with his Wi-Fi in Alaska. Like I didn't even know they have Wi-Fi.
They have Wi-Fi.
Thought they just have moose, and maybe they put the moose on like that hamster wheel, and maybe they'll get a little Wi-Fi here and there.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it's really... do I want? Oh, it makes 7 quarts. It makes 7 quarts, so that's not bad but it's $20 for this.
No, Gear says it's like $3 a pack at Walmart when you go in. Something ain't right there on that Amazon. You'll probably get like a Mrs. Wages pouch like this big. It'll come in and you'll be like, oh, I'm good for a while.
Yes, I do have Wi-Fi in Walmart on the island.
They were
able to ship over the, on the ferry. They brought the Walmart building over.
You just have a traveling Walmart ferry that just roams the island and parks.
He's behind on the chat.
You're giving them ideas.
No.
You're making more money. Stop it. Stop it.
Free. The Walmart kiosk.
Mhm.
It would still be overwhelming because it would be 6 feet tall. I mean, like 6 stories tall.
Yeah. But I have a feeling that it's the price that this package is because it has to come.
To Canada.
I get free delivery from anywhere from
Oh.
December 18th to January 1st. That's when I can
Hmm.
get my package of Mrs. Wages stuff
Pickle
in.
stuff mix.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't think that they sell it here in Canada.
I'll be
So then
darned.
you have to pay the extra. Well, it says
That's not
usually ships between 4
like
and
an
5 days.
import fee.
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
have Blaine's Farm up there to ship to you? That one's $2.99. It's called Blaine's Farm. It is much more expensive on Amazon.
Yeah. Oh, you're seeing it too
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
Amazon?
When they just brought up all the they have
Yeah.
one, it
No.
looks like it's 2 for $5, but I don't know if they would ship to you.
Mhm.
Here's the
Yeah,
I
that's
see. The Amazon.ca is you guys. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
$20. That's crazy. That is
Yeah.
nuts. They have another Mrs. Wages kosher dill that says $16.30 pack of 1.
Oh,
So I wonder
that's
what
cheap.
yeah, I wonder
Well,
what but it's selling
I can
it.
just get one of you guys to, send it to me, but just send it as say it's a birthday card
Yeah,
because
see, now
then
this is not okay, this is the product, but Mrs. Wages is not selling it. It says brand
No.
Mrs. Wages. Okay, so that means that somebody an in-betweener is selling it.
Yeah, because
everybody
they
knows
have
her.
independent vendors.
Yeah,
on it.
independent vendor is selling it. So if we could find a Mrs. Wages that is actually sold by the company, Mrs.
Yeah.
Wages.
Yeah.
Because
see.
and I'll warn you if you're going through an independent vendor, they can deliver it whenever they darn well feel like it, and that's what
Right.
I was talking
Yeah.
to Carol about. 2 simple cans of refried beans took a week to get here. It should have only been a couple of days. So
That's crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what the issue is, but I'm still not finding it for that much less. Only that one. The One Step Pickle by Mrs. Wages. You can get 6 of them for $45 and $21 delivery. Oh my gosh. Hello, Canada. What the heck is up with you? And yes, it's terrible.
We would like to have better pickles, so
Yes,
we'll
we're
spend
just
the money. Basically,
goodness.
oh, you mean I could go and buy all those jars of pickles for way, way cheaper? Mhm.
Indeed. Pickle in a pouch could come for for $50 for a pack of 12. You get 12 pickles for $50.
Wow.
Seems like quite the deal.
Yeah.
You
I
poor
do have
people.
citric acid for the crunch and add your own dill and stuff like that. Yeah, my problem, John, is that it's finding the right balance of salt to vinegar. It's just like that little bit out or a little bit in or not enough of this, that, and the other thing and blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
But I have never made a pickle, so I cannot talk about anybody else's pickles just being off in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they're not off. They're just
not
okay.
Oh, got it.
Like you don't go, oh, get the pickles.
Careful
Don't
with the
forget
pickle
the
talk. I believe that pickle talk could go off the rails.
Yes, it could go off the rails. Yes, but
we know
we're
this
maintaining.
too well.
You are correct. And so we'll just go back to
okay,
Cat.
$16.30 is the least I could find for a 6.8 ounce package of
buy it.
quick
buy that.
processing pickles. That's so
Yeah.
crazy. So if anybody wants to gift that to Maureen
No.
for Christmas, give her the
Like I
gift
said,
of pickles.
Gear can just go to the store, Walmart, grab a package,
Yes.
stick it in a card.
Probably the cheaper way. Yeah.
Yep. It's like,
But then they might see this package coming in with mysterious powder and rip it open and check it for something.
Mm.
What's coming from see, if I send it, they'll definitely rip it open. They'll think I'm sending you drugs. Florida, rip that open.
Yeah.
Let the dog smell it first.
Yeah. I had no problem sending the
Well, I have
this
seeds for you.
the dry sourdough starter to
Yeah.
Q. But
Okay.
I just said it was like when when she's got the envelope. I said it was a birthday card, and because then it's like I don't have to pay any extra. And I said it's confetti in it. What kind of confetti? Paper. It's paper confetti because I think there would be an issue if it was metallic confetti.
Of course, because it's not good for the environment. She might
Yeah.
spill it in the ocean when she's opening your card.
Yeah.
Because we all float over the oceans when we're opening our birthday cards.
Yeah.
Pickled in a crock. Oh, a crock. I was going to read crotch, and that is not. Stop.
Yeah.
I don't think
There
what
it
you
is.
meant there.
You were right, Storms. Thank you for heading me off at the pass.
Yes, yes. Willie Crow took it there. Mm-hmm.
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 I gotta look out for my sisters.
Thank you.
That's right. Make sure we're okay. We're okay.
Yeah, actually, Q was asking about that, about grinding. Like, does she? How does she start the starter, and can she use her fresh wheat that she has? Like the. Yes, I have the moringa seeds. I have them in a package here for her. I need an address, and then I'll need to find the package where I put it again.
Yeah. So when you're starting your sourdough starter, I've got the instructions.
No,
right
I know
here.
where I have it. It's out near though.
Rehydrating dehydrated sourdough starter. Start with 3 tablespoons of dehydrated starter in a tall jar and stir in 3/4 cup of warm water. It might take some time for the granules to dissolve, so place it in a warm spot like your oven with the light turned on. Keep checking it and stirring it. It could take several hours. Doesn't say that part. Once it's completely dissolved, gradually add 1 cup of high protein bread flour. And can you use these other flours? Yes, you can. Mixing it to moisten all the flour. It might be quite thick, so add a bit of warm water if needed. Add an elastic band around the jar on top of the mixture and place it in the oven with the light on for the next 12 to 18 hours, which I think mine was at 12 hours. If you have growth and bubbles, then you have successfully rehydrated your starter and you are ready to bake bread.
That is like a video in the making, and I bet you would get a lot of hits off of that. What I make for inexpensive gifts for the next year.
Oh, that's so brilliant.
Sourdough starter.
Sourdough.
And then I give them one of my homemade artesian breads and sourdough starter that I've dehydrated. Now, do you want to know how to rehydrate the sourdough starter? Just watch the video.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I showed a video on how to rehydrate it. Yes, Storms. Q's right in with them. Like just the 3,
I love this bunch in chat. I really do.
Yeah, I'm not even looking because
Don't leave it alone.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to encourage them, but I love this bunch in the chat.
Yes, they're good. They're a good bunch. Rowdy bunch. But
lovely
bunch. Yes, even you, John. I think
Yeah.
John thinks I don't like him, but
just need to take, need to have maybe a meeting with Jesus tomorrow. That's all.
Cleveland. I'm not going to let anything walk on me.
Cleveland. Yeah. So, I missed that video. So you have one on how to rehydrate your starter?
How to make sourdough how to dehydrate. I show how to dehydrate it.
Okay.
And then
I missed that one.
And I think it's a short. So I do store my dehydrated granules in the freezer. Well, they're in my larder, so it's cold in there. But one of the things for me is I don't feed my sourdough starter every day. I don't take out some and feed it. I do it once a week. I take it out and take out whatever starter I want and then feed it, let it sit for the day, then put it back in the fridge. And that just helps.
What about when you're rehydrating, how soon do you have to feed it? Because she was asking about grinding her fresh flour, if that would be good for it. And Yeah, I thought so too. But I mean, how soon do they usually feed that after they've rehydrated it from the dehydrated sourdough starter? How soon would she probably be feeding it?
Well, once you've dissolved the dry dehydrated granules, that is the first feed. And so you fed it, and as long as in the next 12 to 18 hours that you're seeing bubbles, you have an active live starter. So you could
Okay.
actually take some out and bake with it that right there.
Okay. And you would have enough to continue to feed that starter left over. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But the main thing when you are working with a sourdough starter, and I'll answer your question there in a second there, Q.
I thought you had the
but-
hard white wheat. I have the hard red. You told me you had the hard white. Come on, lady. Which? Which you have? Because I wanted to watch the difference. You confused me, Q.
Oh, it didn't sound as interesting. Oh. So
Coffee. I'll be right back, y'all.
I don't think she meant the word interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe thorough. Maybe it wasn't as
it wasn't very
thorough.
clear. Well, you should have this piece of paper in with the sourdough, the granules I sent you. You should have this little piece of paper in with it, because I send it with anyone that I send it to.
I still have my organic. I'm just carrying it everywhere. My wheat berries is my new friend.
And hard white.
Like a baby.
It was how you said it, Marie. Oh, okay. Was how I said it. I've sprouted red and hard white. I think you can. If you're grinding them down to a fine flour, it should be just totally fine. Completely fine. As far as I'm concerned.
Oh,
That's how
speaking
I
of
feel about it.
grinding the wheat, have you seen? I don't know if you have. You probably have, like, any of the German grinders that are encased in wood. They're beautiful. They're so glorious. I can't afford one at $700, but they're beautiful. What is it? The other one though makes one. Nutrimel makes a like half price one that looks like it. That I would love, but it's a stone grinder, electric. Yeah.
Yeah.
I showed it to my daughter. I said, if Dad wants to know what I want for Christmas, and maybe this will be Christmas next year, I want that right there. So, and then my husband informed me she had already got.
Nose at the door just a minute ago. I was dumb.
Well, what?
I stuck my nose out the door to see what it was doing, and it was stupid because now I'm shivering.
Oh,
it's cold.
Yeah.
The nose knows.
Outside. He was like, ugh.
I really can't stay, but baby, it's cold outside. I've got to go away, but baby, it's cold outside. Actually, I've turned on my little. I've got a little under the desk heater, because it's I'm finding it quite chilly, but it's damp here too. I don't know.
It's rained all day. Well, since yesterday, and it's been foggy. And it's like
that's what always turns me off from going north. It's not that you have winter. I love the idea of winter. It's that rain that you have in winter, and the cold, and the moisture that goes into your bones cold.
I will take rain over snow 100%.
Yeah, and
I prefer rain.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm not out by myself here on that.
I don't like either
you don't
one.
have to shovel it. You don't have it doesn't stop you from living your life.
It's
true. The problem I have is my heel. I'm sorry, Carol.
No, I'm okay with like a flurry because it's not hitting you as hard as the cold rain. If it melts when it hits the ground, if it's melting and it stays warm enough. But I don't
in my situation though, I have a spring on each side of my driveway where I pull up in, to park a vehicle.
Yeah.
So if we had a pretty good amount of snow and then suddenly everything dropped down to, let's say the daytime was warm and it started to melt the snow off. That fills those springs up because they're not the kind of spring that where water mysteriously comes out of the wall, out of the ground somewhere.
Yeah.
These two here happen to be the kind that fill up when it,
Okay.
Oh,
And then
little
they can
pond.
freeze like
and then it
little
runs down the hill.
strips of ice down
Runs down
your
the
hill.
hill.
Yikes.
Water
Very.
comes off the ridge behind me, which is 2,000 feet behind me.
Yeah.
And you got all that running down the driveway, and it's like I really need to get my mail, but I don't want to bust my butt.
No. You need like one of those plastic sleds that's hardcore. But then you need to set up a pulley up at the top.
System.
Yeah. But
Carol,
I'm never
you're
be able to
brilliant.
stop.
You
That's
and
the
your two
problem.
hands are brilliant, Carol.
The hands thought of it immediately. Just that's what Barry needs. But you'd probably have to put an engine on that thing. You would get very tired of, or you'd be
Treadmill
like
of my cats.
super buff. You would be like,
Ooh, treadmill the
super
cat. Hey, cats, if you want me to feed you, you should
There you
run
go.
on the treadmill.
Hey, a can of half open tuna in front of them.
There you
I
go.
guarantee they'll run for me.
Go, 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 go.
Thank you, John. Doesn't it? Yes. When you're all wet and it's like 10 degrees outside, and it does. It hurts. It like goes into your bone. I don't like that at all. But I agree with you. The ice too, the black ice, just winter in general, except for that first flurry, kind of scares me. After doing it, I did one whole solid winter when Pennsylvania was getting very cold back then, and long winters then, and I slipped on ice and almost busted my head open, and I got sick, of course, during winter from all the snow and cold and the wet, moist cold that I did not like. But yeah, other than that, I would move north. But yeah,
is there a place that's out there that has, fairly good temperate weather all the time? Or is it always you get one or the other?
I don't know. I think it is one or the other the further you go north. I mean, if you stay along the East Coast, the other problem you have, hey CR, the other problem you have is the hurricanes. The hurricanes will come up and into that little area in the Carolinas and Virginia Beach, and they'll hit there too.
Right.
Like it seems like any of those little arches of the states, those hurricanes just love, oh, that looks cozy, let me go up and into the panhandle of Florida and that little nice arch.
Don't do it. Yeah, well, for us here on the island, there's always signs saying, watch out for tsunamis. So we've never had a big one, and there is you can rent cabins on the east side of the island and watch the big storms and whatever, but it's just it's so flippin' cold. I don't like to be on the east side of the island, the west side of the island. Sorry, I'm on the east side of the island. Yeah, I'm east.
The west side is warmer, but that would. Oh, I was going to say it doesn't. Yeah. It makes sense.
East of the island is better, but yeah, they always have tsunami warnings. But so far, we've never had a big, giant one that's taken out buildings and what you see. So
yeah, like what you see Florida and New York destroyed by in all those apocalypse movies. As to why many people moved into the center of the states, when that was happening in 20.
Yeah. Well, we're on the same earthquake belt as California, so
San Andreas Fault, is that it? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, we're right along that
the spicy
line.
fault.
So when I used to live up north in BC here, I was just figured that Vancouver and all of it, they're all gonna fall into the water, and then where I live will become the coast. So I was like, this is great. But then I moved down here, so it's I'm gonna be part of that. So yeah, and we do have, and there is lots of there's lots of earthquakes. Not that we don't feel them all the time, but you can look on the map and go, there was one just west of the island or east of the south. You just see them all over the place. So there's always
I'm on the New Madrid.
Say that again.
I'm part of the New Madrid fault line. Isn't that wonderful?
What's
the New Madrid one?
Yeah.
Is it new?
No.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know why they call it. I don't know why they call it new.
Is
It's
it
been
newer
around
than the one Marion's on?
years. Yeah.
And it's called Madrid.
Yeah.
The
never
New
heard of it.
Madrid.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's new, because it's not in Spain and everybody.
It's the new. It's
It's
the
the
new.
new
It covers more than just Kentucky.
Just
Right.
like New Mexico is not Mexico, it's the New Mexico.
Right.
Yeah.
John lives on an island, but he's protected by global warming. Yeah. No, it's a good one.
Thank the Lord. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Us
Hmm.
coast people, John, I think, we're, we don't have to worry so much about global warming, but we might be having the big waves one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yes. All those people for their, such concern for the environment while they
Mm-hmm.
use their jets to go all over the world.
Mm-hmm. It's
Indeed.
true.
Indeed.
It's
I think, what
true.
was it? They caught one politician who was actually driving in an SUV, and then he got out and took his bike out of the back to make it look like he was biking to work, and they caught him.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That's some
Yeah,
crazy
we've
stuff.
got one of our members who, could take the train from Toronto down to Montreal or whatever, and nope, is flown and then is limousine chauffeured wherever she needs to go.
Nice.
So
Of course.
Hey,
that's good.
hello, CR.
I think many of us live on that it's all my fault line.
It's not my fault line. Yes. Those are the worst kind of quakes to have.
Mhm.
The ones that are, it's all
Yeah.
my fault.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I'm on that fault line too.
Me too. Now, my brother gives me a hard time for, the hurricanes that we get. And I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Earthquakes at any moment where the ground could open up possibly and swallow you.
Swallow you whole.
Swallow you whole. And the
Yeah.
forest fires, like the one that almost took your house when it devoured all of Napa. Yeah,
Mm.
okay. Yeah.
Did it come close to his house?
It did. It came close to his house, but all they had, thank God, was, I guess it was the wind damage, because it kicks up the winds. The winds get going too, and it took out a tree. But he said he got, his insurance. The person who I guess does his insurance is a friend, and they got somebody right out there to fix it, and everything's fine. Yes, you did make me violate last night, Homestead. That is yes. You should be on that line then, the all your fault line.
It's right. It's all your fault.
It's all your fault.
You came up with a brilliant thing for me to put in the video, and I went, oh, I should put it in the video because here is Homestead
Yes.
Aquarius telling me to.
That's right.
It's on my
Trust his
shoulder.
advice.
Put it on the live. Show everybody on the live. Let
Yes.
everybody see it on the live.
Right. Let us all have a moment together, Carol. Why don't you put this in there?
If anything,
Sabotage.
Yeah, it doesn't. It makes no sense because it's like it's a clip that you're playing of theirs. It's not where you're going to make money off of
Exactly.
that clip. If anything, we're all going to watch it, and then we're all going to go and look at it again, or we're going to share it out. It's like
Exactly.
it benefits them.
And it's already on YouTube.
Exactly. It is already on YouTube to watch.
It's just stupid.
Yeah, it is. It's not like I
Rules and
filmed
games.
it for myself and brought it to my channel.
Yeah, and went, oh, look at what I've created for all of you.
Yes.
A skit from Saturday, whatever it is. Don't know what I'm going to say. I can't say those words. Don't say those words.
That's
SNL. You can say that.
Yes.
Oh, Snell.
Snails.
Snell.
It was from the snail show.
From the Snell show.
The snail show. Yes.
It's amazing
That's
what you have
true,
to.
Q. It's
You
not my
have to
fault.
keep watching what you say and how you say it, and
I know.
everything's
With that.
picking it up, and
And there's some channels that just go way overboard, and I'm
Being
like, dude, you're
primed.
almost paranoid.
Yeah,
Like
I know which
Mhm.
one you're talking about. The news that
the
we
Grand
watch.
Supreme News Channel. Sorry.
What's it called?
It's Lewis on the Grand Supreme News. He's a sweet
I
kid, but
know he is. He
sweet
just really
guy.
has a hard time with the English language.
Mhm.
He
I
has to
think he
skirt
has a
around.
speech impediment too, on top of maybe
Yeah,
speaking 2
he's
languages.
he's
And
from
he,
way down south though too.
yeah, he's from down here in Florida. He's
No, way
for,
further than that. He lives in Florida, but he's from way further than that.
oh, did he say that? Oh, yeah, he might.
That's what Pastor McGlotty told me. He was from
Is he Cuban or is he Puerto Rican? Or is he from
yeah,
Central
somewhere
America?
around.
Because he's Spanish. He's like English speaker of another language. He's
Yeah.
Spanish speaking, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, his channel is great because he pulls in like what's going on, but then and it's really geared toward. It's supposed to be geared toward biblical prophecy. Like, does this line up with biblical
Oh
prophecy?
yeah, I'm not putting them down. I'm just
But
saying.
no, I know you're not. No, I'm
Some
explaining
stuff.
to people who don't know his channel.
Yeah,
But he
brain.
gives
Kind of
like,
silly when he tries to act like he's angry about something, and he
oh
puts
yeah,
his
that's a
hands on
little
his
bit.
hips and just kind of
Yeah.
goes,
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
because he's getting predictable.
Yeah.
That's
He
what I'm
has some
trying to get at.
predictable moves. Yeah, indeed.
Yeah.
But you do find out like stuff sometimes
Yeah,
that
Yeah,
maybe
he's
you might
got
have
good
missed.
news. It's just
But yeah, he is predictable in some of his acting of
You know, I
being
haven't
upset.
I haven't seen or
Yeah.
heard, and
Yeah.
I'm not
But
watching.
he will not say certain words, or he'll make up words for them. We're the sleeping giant. He won't even say, America. We're the
Mhm.
sleeping giant. I forget what other names he has for different places. And his classic is not going to say that word, and he'll just like point to it.
Right.
But I'm sure he's been hit quite a few times because he's using other sources on his
Yeah,
channel.
he has been shut down several times, or at least given warnings. And
Yeah.
The bear is
That's it. The bear for
the
the
place.
R.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, he gives that kind of. But he's the one too that he was saying that stuff is spreading, and then I saw it. I looked it up, and the mycoplasma for the kids is spreading, and that's what Hannah had, and they couldn't figure it out until she was really, really sick. So, but that's the one. Like, if you guys get it or your kids get it, ask the doctor for azithromycin. It's the one thing that absolutely kills that kind of bacteria. So, yeah. And that's what she needed. She ended up needing it IV because it was just too late, too far along.
And
But
when did she have that? Like,
oh, it was like 10 years ago, but it was so scary because they
Right,
couldn't
yeah.
figure out what it was. And
Mhm.
she was just, I had never seen her so sick. And what was weird was she didn't sound congested in her chest.
Right.
That's what's so freaky is they just like, she was just weak and ill.
Yeah.
And, I don't even remember if she had a lot of any congestion up here. But she had a reaction where she was getting sores in her throat. And some girl was like, oh, well, that's probably because she's got like the herpes virus in her system. And I'm like, you say herpes to me and about my young daughter, and I am going to knock your head off your shoulders. Just don't even go to that word. Please do not even go to that word.
Yeah.
But it was just her body's way of reacting to being that ill. Like
yeah,
her
I have had walking pneumonia a few times, and the one time it was like, I think it was a CD release show a few years back, and the weird thing was, like, again, you just like, it's like I'm cold all the time, I'm achy, and and I was stuffed up, and so when you hear me speak, it would be very nasally, but then I could sing around it, and you wouldn't know that I was sick, and
that's so
and
crazy.
I think the worst one was I was opening up for the Blind Boys of Alabama, their show. I don't think it was a Christmas show. Oh yeah, it was a Christmas show. Anyway, and that one, it was like no voice, very, very, very sick. And we're talking, it was like 2016, I think it was. I was doing that one.
Mm.
And just, but yeah. But I didn't do any antibiotics. I'm sure I didn't have the mycoplasma,
Yeah.
but just the regular
Mhm.
pneumonia.
Yeah. Well, even any cold, if not taken care of and it progresses, it can go into pneumonia if you're not getting
Yeah.
your rest
Yeah.
and your body's
Yeah.
not getting what it needs to fight it. It could go into pneumonia.
Yeah.
And if you're immunocompromised in any way too, or if you
Mhm.
have like what we've got with, different things where our own body will attack itself sometimes.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, did they confirm it, Q, that that's what they have? They have been sick.
Oh, wow.
Mhm. Did they give them a Z-Pack to try and see if that would kick it out? Will they take it? Next, if this doesn't go away, ask them to give them all Z-Packs because that's the azithromycin. And that's the only thing that usually will kick out mycoplasma if that's what they've caught.
Is there a certain specific test for the mycoplasma?
It's a blood serum test, and it takes quite a while to come back. That was the one that they were going to send her home again from the ER and tell me it was a virus. And I said, you send me home and tell me it's a virus and she dies at home. It's on you guys. I said, I'm not leaving here until we know what this is. I said, because we've been fighting it. And that's what the other doctor said. One said it's a virus. One said it's bacteria. I said, I need to know before I leave here what this is.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, we were in by morning we had a room, and it was one of those rooms that has a double door because it's that contagious. Like it's a contagion, basically.
Yeah.
It's highly contagious. That's why the kids are all getting it, because it's so contagious. But it's been around for a long time. Like the nurse had said, like it makes around like rounds.
Yep.
And they catch it too, but it's not as bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
They won't give them anything. They don't have a fever. Oh, well, they should kind of have some kind of fever, or do your kids not run them? They can't blood test them? Oh, because they'll react to blood tests. I'm sorry to hear that, Q.
Wow. Yeah, me too. Are you keeping them home, I hope?
She's
Well,
been
they're
trying
sleeping
to
all the
keep
time.
them. Yeah, she'll send them, and then I know one of her kids, she went to go send them, and then she puked all over.
Mm.
That
Yeah,
kind of so
Q,
sad.
that's what they're doing here in Kentucky. Send them to school sick because if you miss a couple of days, they start getting all antsy and they call us up and accuse us of our kids being truant and all that crap. It's
Wow.
I don't want to send them to school sick. You want to go to school sick?
Yeah.
Does a teacher, principal, or superintendent want to go to school sick? And deal with all that crap? No.
That's not good, Q.
It's
I
like
wish you could give them something to calm them down so they could get the blood taken, especially being sick for so long.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way around that rather than just not like doing it. There's got to be a way to maybe even drug them to get it. Serious. Well, when you have a special needs child, it's like you got to think
Absolutely.
everything,
Yeah.
Yeah, the autistic kiddos are passing it around to each other. That's what I
Yeah.
would worry about with Malachi, because he's things going in his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to hear that, Q.
Mm. Yeah, it makes it very hard.
It's very hard to learn when you don't feel good, CR. It's true. Yeah, I was surprised that they didn't do more as far as x-rays once they knew Malachi was FAS. Like, we had found the submucosal cleft palate, which is rarely found unless an ENT happens to find it for something else, and he was having breathing issues. So we saw an ENT, and he found it. It's just a notch. It's a small notch. But he's got a split uvula, I think is how you say it. Uvula, the little dangly thing. His is
Uvula.
Yeah.
Or
Uvula.
uvula.
So I guess, and it's funny because of course it hits me late, and I'm like, wait a minute, if he's got that, and he had a 6th digit, why they did genetically test him, but isn't there a scan they can do when a child might have been exposed to such high alcohol that it shows up in their face and things and it shows up too. The cleft palate can be a deformity linked to it. Last week, Essie was at school. She kept falling asleep in class, and I was just not learning because she was sleeping in class. I can't believe they won't do anything for them, though. You need to go and ask for Z-Packs. Even if you have to lie, Q, and say you have it. I don't know. Sometimes, just to see if it'll kick it out, because obviously they're dealing with something, or look for the natural method that might kick it out.
Thanks, John. Good night.
Good night, John.
Thanks for coming in.
Good night, Sean.
Yeah. Do you make fire cider, Q? Because depending on how sweet you make
they
it,
might not drink. Yeah, they might not drink that.
Yeah.
You could make it like a salad. You could make it like salad dressing, though. If they'll eat Italian salad dressing, put it all over their salad, like a shot of it.
But mind you, to make fire cider now, you got to wait 3 to 4 weeks for it.
Yeah.
6 weeks is even better.
Yeah, it won't be ready yet. Somebody might sell it on Etsy.
Yeah. Well,
maybe.
we've got lots of it in here curing, but I can't get it across the line. That's not something I can right.
Yeah, look like you're a distributor of something.
Just
fire cider.
Yeah,
we know about your ciders.
Well, I'm wanting sourdough bread. The one set of loaves, one of them ended up just really kind of getting charred. It was like, well, I can't sell that one. Well, I had that one with dinner tonight, and it was like, oh, just that little bit of char I just scraped off. It was so delicious. So that's going to be my snack. So she says, I'm going to call their doctor tomorrow. I've tried everything natural I know to do. The girls can't tolerate the fire cider yet. I have it made year round, even sent Robert a pouch. Yeah. Like fire cider is not one of my favorites either.
I would probably reach for elderberry syrup more than I would reach for fire cider. Unless I could turn it into like a salad dressing and eat it over some greens or something to fool myself. That's why the vinegar is there. But I can drink vinegary things. I used to love kombucha and all those things, and they just gave me thrush. I'm so messed up on the inside. Yeah. I did see something, and I want to look it up. Like when your system doesn't have enough acid, but I don't understand how I can have acid reflux if I don't have enough acid. But if you don't have enough acid, that you basically can get SIBO from not having that. I wanted to ask Kelly while she was hanging out, and I forgot. Because it's not killing thing. It's not killing, like you're fermenting stuff usually. If you have digestion issues, things are fermenting. And if you have enough acid in your system, the acid is killing anything that might ferment that's bad. But if you don't, your body can create an imbalance.
Are they sure that you don't have an overactive pump? Because that's my problem. I have GERD, which is an overactive acid pump, basically.
Yeah. The only problem is if you take those proton pump inhibitors, you can create the problem too and end up with SIBO.
I don't. No, I turn them down.
Yeah, and you can also then not digest your fat soluble vitamins correctly and everything. It's a big bad cycle that they never really told me about, and
Mm.
they don't tell a lot of people about. They want you to take those pills to inhibit your GERD, but then you're inhibiting your whole digestive process.
Yeah.
Q, are the girls on probiotics and enzymes? I was asking you that before because I think you said Essie is always having issues with digestion, because that was one thing I was gonna maybe send you for Christmas, but I got to sell some more things on the eBays or the offer ups.
Come on.
Gotta sell some things. Maybe make some crafts. Actually, the next craft I wanted to make, and I've got to see if I have the pieces. It's just something for the nursing home people to wear. Like they used to love that. I would make them little corsages for like and things like that, little pins, and then I would scent them with like essential oil for like for Valentine's Day. I made these little rose. They're artificial. They're little rose like corsages, and even the men wanted them. They wanted one to wear. It was really cute. And I scented them all with, I had rose scented anointing oil. I anointed all of my little people that came
So they
to her.
smelled pretty too.
Yeah, they smelled pretty like roses, and they also were anointed with anointing oil.
Mhm. What's this one's name?
That is Phoenix.
Phoenix. Is it male or female?
It's a male.
Male. Yeah, he's very handsome.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah, he seems very cuddly.
Yeah.
Are most of your cats cuddly cats? Like they really love to be with and on you?
They're this one and one of the females is really, cuddly, but the rest of them are sort of just like, on their terms. It's like, okay, you can pat me now, human.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Dark Paw, if it's cold in the house, when I go to bed, he'll actually get under the covers with me.
Aww.
And yeah, it really is the only time he'll really get, snuggly and which is it's got a downside because I messed my shoulder up sleeping on my right side.
Right.
Like I could sleep on my right side, but I've got to be able to scoot around and change
Right.
positions, and I couldn't do it. My shoulder was killing me for like a week.
Because you were holding your position so you didn't crush the cat.
Because every time I would move, he would get right up against me again for the body heat. I'm like, dude, you're under the blankets. You don't really need any more heat, do you?
You're making your own heat.
Yeah.
But I want to be snuggly with you.
But if you look at a cat, I mean, cats are just like dogs. If they can find a window that sunlight's blazing through, they'll lay in it. You're over here going, shoot, I'm burning up. You're laying over there in the sun. It's never warm enough. But yeah.
You okay, Carol?
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah. Cute, have you ever tried, I meant to ask you this, my husband, I just woke my husband. Have you ever tried the test where you actually I think they put it in milk to see if the milk curdles with the probiotic to make sure that it's actually alive?
Probiotic.
Yeah, with the probiotics, they'll open up the capsules and stuff. I'm sorry, Barry, I missed it. I had to take off my headphones and talk to the man. Yeah. But
all good. All good
Yeah.
in the head.
Well, we were talking about what's growing. The only thing I have growing on is mustard. I have one papaya that looks like it might ripen and be able to be tested off that tree.
It's so cool that you have your bananas and that like it's just so it's so foreign to me. Oh, you're just in my backyard.
It's in my backyard. Well, you've got all kinds of fruit I would love to have. I need to set up the I have the muscadine grape, but it's really Scoopernog because it's the white grape. It's like, well, golden. It's like a golden one. I still need to set up something so that can vine out, because I don't want to use my one archway. I want something that flowers going over the archway, and
Ooh, that would be pretty. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it would be too. But the only problem with passion vine is I guess I would have to like weave it back and forth, because they just go nuts. They go crazy here. They go really crazy. But yeah.
So Robert, do you just sit there trying to come up with these great one-liners? There are many sourdough starters, but many more sourdough enders.
True. I would probably kill many sourdough starters trying it. I probably have fungus among us, more like it. Oh, what grew in that? Oh, that was my sourdough starter. I forgot about it.
Yeah, that would be me.
What's the terrible smell? Oh, darn it. It's the other one I tried. That's like me with doing the wash. Like, oh, gotta do the wash again.
Have either of you ever made a Monte Cristo?
I've heard
sandwich?
of them, but I've never made
Yeah,
one.
I've never eaten one, and so I saved out 2 sourdough loaves from this batch because I thought that's what we're having luncheon tomorrow, because I have my gig in the early evening, and so I thought, let's do something kind of different, so a Monte Cristo. Yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. But I'm just asking, do you just sit there going, oh, what kind of really great one-liner could I come up with? Because it just came out of nowhere. We finished talking about sourdough like about 30 hours ago, but getting some tips on sourdough ender. Yes, but I'm going to succeed this time. Marine sourdough is depending on me. I love Monte Cristos. We used to sell them at Denny's years ago. Okay. Well, I am going to try one tomorrow, and then with the broccoli from my garden that I froze, so it's called soup broccoli. We're going to make a dairy-free cream of broccoli soup. So using a potato.
So what's
my
base? The base is potato. Is that what you just said?
No, the base will be beef, but you're using the potato as the thickener.
That's what I was wondering. Yeah, what's going to be like the dairy-like thing that you use? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go non-dairy, and I just brought dairy. Yep. Mileage may vary.
I would love to have a Reuben made with sourdough bread. That would be so freaking good.
I've never had a Reuben either.
I've never had a Reuben. I've seen them. I've tasted the meat, because it's what is it?
Bologna.
It's not bologna.
You can't make it with bologna though.
You can make anything with bologna.
Yeah. If you burn it, if you burn the bologna just right, it tastes like bacon.
Instead of tastes like chicken. No, bologna tastes like bacon if you burn it just right.
Poor boy's bacon.
There you go.
Smoked Montreal.
Gouda?
No, the meat, like the red, it's reddish in the color. Pastrami. No.
Oh yeah. Pastrami's good.
Isn't that what you use in Reuben? Or corned beef? No. Is that what's right?
Wait, I think it's either. Both of pastrami just has like the peppercorn around it.
Okay, well,
and
that's like a sausage. But yeah,
corned beef is usually what they use for Reubens, the corned beef.
That's right. That's
the
what I'm thinking.
Corned beef. Yeah. Delicious sliced corned beef. It's so funny because my mom got me used to eating corned beef and cabbage and the potatoes and the carrots right around, St. Patrick's Day. She would always do a boil, basically. And now that she's not around, and even Nobody eats it in my house but me. The
Okay.
corned
Yeah.
beef.
Yeah.
So we
I've
have
never.
2 J's. It's the restaurant here, and I go and get their sliced corned beef.
Even if I could have beef, I don't like corned beef. Believe it or not.
Really?
So then
Really?
what's a Reuben to you? Just a sandwich with bologna in it? So isn't that just a
No,
bologna sandwich?
no, I may be calling it the wrong thing, but it's usually sourdough bread, the fried bologna, sauerkraut, and
Ooh.
Swiss cheese.
That's your specialty, Reuben. Reuben is usually corned
Yeah,
beef
Reuben's.
with
Yeah,
with those ingredients.
that's
And
me.
don't they put Thousand Island dressing on it too, or something?
Well, they call it. They've got something where it says
They
a
have the
Russian
Reuben and the
dressing.
Rachel. Yeah, Russian dressing is like Thousand Island. No, Russian
Yeah.
is like a little bit like French.
I never had the dressing with
Any
mine.
homemade
Yeah, that's why I
Well,
never.
it's looking very orangey, like pink. So it does look like Thousand Islands. So in a bowl with together the
Yeah.
mayo, cheese, garlic sauce, lemon juice, creamy horseradish, garlic, Worcestershire sauce, onion, paprika, salt and pepper until creamy.
Yeah.
And then throw it through a panini press. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make Monte Cristos my first time to do it, but with this sourdough bread. So
Mhm.
that's gonna be our luncheon for tomorrow after
That's
church.
good.
And
Now, Monte Cristos, though, is that the French toast kind of like outside that they make?
yes, so it's
Mm.
like again, you triple decorate. You do put mayonnaise on it, but it's
Okay.
ham and turkey, or ham slices, turkey slices, a Swiss cheese or some other sort of white cheese, another bread, and then you dip it in egg, and then so it's like a grilled cheese, but
Nice.
with dipped in egg.
Yummy. And then what? You just grill it like a grilled cheese when you do the dip in the egg? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't know.
So
I
I'm
think
not going to do
it's-
triple bread because, my sourdough, I cut them pretty thick. So I'm just
Yeah.
going
I wonder what
uh,
would happen if you dipped the whole thing in batter and fried it.
it'd just be delicious.
It would be delicious. Yes. What
love
if it was like funnel cake batter and you just dropped it in and fried
Well, the
it?
one recipe that I looked at, they do sprinkle icing sugar on theirs, and
I've
they
seen that. Yeah.
raspberry jam to dip it in, and it's like
That
that
seems
just
so.
seems wrong to
It
me. But
does seem weird.
but the
with the
comments are
meat.
like, don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah. But you're the one that doesn't like the sweets with the meats. So
Right.
I don't think
Well,
you
and I
would.
can't have raspberries. I'm allergic to them anyway.
Oh, I'm so
So
sorry.
I could do a strawberry jam.
That's so
Look at me. Do I look like I'm hurting that I can't eat raspberries? No, not at all. Like I'm quite robust, quite, thick, and I'm fine without having to eat raspberries. They would deaden me.
They're just delicious, though. Like the seedless raspberry polenner is my favorite. I love it.
Fudge.
So good.
I wish
So-
my blackberries burst, with fruit this
Mm.
year. That would have been nice, but no.
Do you guys have any more wild blackberries around, though, that you could scout?
Yeah, there was some further back in the woods.
But you need a nice revolver in your woods when you go back there.
Perhaps.
Maybe. Yeah.
Depends
Perhaps.
what year it is.
You know,
What
a
time-
broomstick. A broomstick.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what you
just
need.
like, I want to look at your face. I
Oh
want
my
your
God,
face.
so cute.
Love
Look
me.
at me. Yes,
Look
I need
me.
to.
Hello. I love you. I
Mm.
want to lick you. I want to put my sandpaper tongue on your face. It's so cute. It's like,
So
you're
cute,
trying
the
to,
way paw.
move. And it's like, no. Hello. I love you. Pet me.
Precious.
Have me.
It's like
I love
this
that.
far away from me, just like 2 fingers between us.
Yeah.
Oh,
Still not close enough. You got to sneeze in the face. God
Yeah.
bless you. And I thought I sneezed over them. No, they can be allergic to us a little bit too, huh? Oh, didn't know that. They have allergies to humans.
But yeah, I looked up dairy free because I didn't, my one son, can't have milk, but
That's
yeah,
what my Malachi.
it it's just using an onion, garlic cloves, the broccoli stalks and florets, 2 large potatoes peeled and coarsely chopped. Like you're just a little bit of celery root, and then 4 cups of low sodium chicken stock. And you're just going to blend it. And so the potatoes giving it the thickener that it needs. And then we'll, for those of us that can have cheese, we will
add cheese to it.
Drizzle cheese on
Now,
it.
does he ever do like that nutritional yeast? I can't do it. Like my body reacts weird to it. But the nutritional yeast has like that Parmesan or cheesy kind of element to it.
No, he uses lately I've been buying Daya cheese, so that will be his cheese he can use. So that seems to do okay with him. And yeah, he's just, there's something wrong with the digestive issues there. So no milk for him.
Yeah.
So
that's my daughter used to need lactate, and then when her stomach starts to act up again, she has to do the lactate again, and she's probably lactose intolerant, but refuses to eat that way. She would rather just suddenly the stomach goes awry, and then we have to get back on the lactate. But that's from her dad.
He used to live on it, and but now we just adjust things for him. Before the Parmesan cheese goes into the Caesar dressing, we you take his out and take the potatoes out before we mash them, and so it's just how we do it. So but we are at 3 hours and 20 minutes. Diehards is what you are. We can do this. We can just sit here and just talk.
Yes.
But I should probably get going because I'm sure my mama is going to call me shortly because it is.
Indeed.
Mind you, I'm sure she knows that I'm on a live.
She's going to call you shortly.
Yeah, shortly.
Really? You're not short.
I'm actually quite tall.
I know this.
I'm quite shortly.
You are quite shortly.
A
little petite thing.
It's a 5'2". Probably
shortly.
Shortly.
You're 5'2"? Yeah, I was 5'7", I think, at one point.
Yeah, I was like 5'2" and 3/4", but I don't
I'm
think
5'7".
Yeah.
Wow. We're the same.
146 pounds, somewhere around there.
Oh, so you weigh about
I'm not
one of
saying
my one leg. My one,
Yeah.
your weight is probably just one of my legs. It's equivalent. What I'm thinking.
Oh,
My
wow.
one whole leg, same size as Barry. That's great.
I hope you're not expecting me to agree with you. There's Randy.
Q's daughter's 5'3", and she's the shortest. Wow, got some big girls there, tall girls.
I'm the shortest in my family with my kids. I'm the shortest of them.
Oh, that's Randy. That's why you said his name. I was like, what? What about Randy?
But in my family, I'm my 3 brothers. Well, 2 of them are just a little bit taller than me. One is again over 6 foot, and then my mom and my sister are petite like you, like where they're 5'2".
I have a picture of my mom and my dad, and we all look like the same height. It's the most bizarre thing, and they're not. My dad was about 5'6", and somehow he shrunk, and my mom shrunk a little, and I made
pretty
at that time. Yeah, it's kind of cute. I like the picture. I was quite thin back then in that picture.
Well,
too.
thank you all in the chat for hanging out and keeping it live and interesting. And thank you, Barry and Carol and Carol's hand. That was a magical moment.
I know. Yeah.
Person on the panel.
And Randy
and Randy.
So rude.
Thank you, Randy. I know it's always early for you, Gear. It's always early for Gear. Yeah. Takes care.
See y'all.
Cute. Very cute.
Very creative, CR.
Extremely.
So anyway, thank you two for hanging out, and thank you and the cats for hanging out too. That was some nice. Oh,
goodness.
Dee Dee, scratch me.
Scratch it. Scratch it.
Yeah.
One of the rescue cats let me scratch. Went right up to
Mhm.
its little thing they have him in today, the enclosure. I was like scratching it. I felt so bad.
Y'all have a good one. Roberts is y'all be good.
Bye. Hearts
Bye,
love.
everybody.
Bye. Have a good
Right.
night, everyone. Thank you, Maureen.
Yeah.
Appreciate you
And the
having me.
stream. There we go.